Okay, I'm gonna do the last promo post. People can watch me do it.
Yeah, let's watch Lux
can see
do
what
it.
it's like
do
for me
it.
to do.
Do it. Do it. Hello, Don Draper. Thank you for joining us. And hello there, Internet. I'm Henry. This is Lux doing his posts, letting you know what's going on.
I'm just trying to get anyone to read our signal from inside the Hell Warp and try to liberate us from the oppression of the bigwigs.
Yeah,
just another message in the digital bottle. I guess it's a digital message in a bottle is a better way to put it.
You're sending out an SOS to the world.
Yeah, a standardized oh no help system.
Welcome to
Signal.
Dante's Inferno for the uninitiated. This is Technopoverty, where we typically play a game, pair it with a book, bounce the two off each other with you, the chat, and through the exploration of the intertext, see just what comes about. We've been playing Dante's Inferno and reading Dante's Inferno as part of the end of our whole Summer of Doom program. On our Monday, Thursday program, we've been going through several iterations of Doom while looking through various types of hell in literature. We're going through Paradise Lost there, Dante's Inferno here. Hopefully we can get some consensus reality formed, map our way out of this, and be free before it gets too cold outside to enjoy some time that's not hellish this summer. Lux, what are we doing with Dante's Inferno here? Actually, let me pull the game up.
Yeah, so we, at the end of last session, defeated Cerberus. Wow. Cerberus, who, to the game's credit, I do actually want to kind of mea culpa this.
Go ahead.
Cerberus is described as a dog in the poem, but it is described also as that loathsome worm.
Yeah, I was about to say Cerberus is also likened to a dragon. So I'm reading the Ciardi translation. You have the Longfellow.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it's dog-like, but also dragon-like. What you're saying.
Yeah, they said Longfellow calls it a worm. So the insane three-headed sludge beast that we fought last time is not an entirely inaccurate representation.
And Virgil does pull clumps from the ground to feed it.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're doing some real stuff here, and I was a little derisive of it, and that wasn't fair. Especially when there's so many other ways that it's just fucking up the whole deal.
I do think too that Minus, his judgment, the way you're determined what level of hell you go to is he wraps his tail around you, and however many times it loops determines that.
Yeah.
So, he was a tentacled fiend.
No, Minus, I thought Minus is a pretty good.
I enjoyed punishing him on his own wheel.
Yeah. And we have wheels coming up today, assuming we get as far as I expect us to. We're gonna, because I assume we'll get to Avarice, where they're twirling and twirling into the future.
Always twirling.
Oh no!
Hey, L-Man.
Yeah, Fireball Anus is wild. There's a lot of, get ready. What they're doing with this game is truly insane. It rocks. It rocks, and it's an earnest attempt to be literarily sound where they can, in a way that is very endearing, but also extremely strange.
I was going to ask, because we talked a bit about how it was written in Italian at the time, which was to be more populist, spread wider, instead of being in Latin?
Yeah, well, there was a lot of different Italian, there were a lot of different Italian vernaculars at the time.
Okay.
And there's some debate about this. We can talk to Frankie about this more, because Frankie is on the other side of this for me. But basically, between Plutarch and Dante, their work was so popular across people that it wouldn't have been, it would have been sort of impossible to translate it into every single Italian vernacular that existed at the time, right? Because you'd have had to put out versions for Florence and Sardinia and Naples and, or near Rome and, etc., right? And so the sort of gigantic desire for access to these texts made it so that people kind of normalized an Italian vernacular.
Okay.
Which is sort of the one in which they were both written and published. In order to make it so that people could read. Basically, everyone agreed that the vernacular frameworks of Plutarch and Dante were just like, that's what Italian is now.
Shit. Oh? This is agreed upon enough.
Yeah. I think you want the first one, right? That's the one you hit. Oh. Interesting puzzle.
It's like a timing thing, it seems.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, I think there's a way to push it. Like, I think you can kick it. The R1 and square. Hold down R1 and then hold square. Try triangle. It starts over. There's not like a lore-informed... There's not like a lore-informed sort of ironic twist. You just like wake up at the nearest Beatrice statue or whatever. In the book, is there a thing that happens when he dies in hell?
I don't...
I mean, he doesn't.
He doesn't. Not really. He just falls asleep and Virgil guides him, which I only read the first 2 cantos last time, but now that I'm further in, yes, he does fall asleep.
He falls asleep so much. He's tired all the time. In the game, it just transports you around to the part that is sort of the least fidelist to the book, which is the Beatrice stuff. You gotta go. Damn.
So close. Okay.
And I think in the book, there's not really. I wouldn't say there's not really a punishment for him dying.
No. He's just on he's just on the path towards despair. He's wandered off like the righteous path in the book.
Yeah.
He's in a state of mental disdain and he doesn't know what to do. This is why there's so many instances throughout, I feel, of like him being hyped up by the other poets, because they're reminding him like he needs to carry on to like warn other people.
I think that's probably right. That, and also he likes the idea of his favorite poets thinking he's cool.
Yeah. Well, that comes up too with like, I feel the people he talks to who give him prophecy and stuff of what's going to happen in Florence and what's happening back home whenever he's asking like, do you guys know what's going on at home? I miss home.
Well, I think that's more him being like, that's sort of the inspiration for an idea Brie and I kicked around, which was doing the Dante's Inferno musical.
Okay, tell me more, or if you want to share it.
Because the concept being that like so much of it is kind of just like a Mean Girl style burn book.
Yeah.
Like when the people who are giving him philosophy or prophecy about what's happening in Florence isn't so much
damn
interesting, isn't affirmative. The essential warning he needs to bring back to living is that you gotta be Catholic.
Yeah, and like, hey, these are all the various ways sin manifests. Don't do any of this.
And it's also, frankly, you shouldn't have kicked me out of Florence. Now I'm so mad at you.
Yeah, that too.
I think if you press X in a direction, you go faster.
No, I just fall. No, you're onto something there. There is a run button. I'm just not remembering it.
Like, he's... The argument, the true thing the Inferno is doing, besides sort of codifying what being a bad Christian person it looks like for Dante, is I think you got killed by fire before you jumped. Is like a response to his banishment from Florence, and so. A lot of his descriptions of Florence are about how it's bad now, or there were bad people there.
Yeah.
And they're all the people who were responsible or empowered by the conflict that led to his banishment.
That happens in the, that's something I noticed pretty heavily in the gluttonous area.
Yeah, well, Chiaco is like supposed to represent sort of Florence generally speaking.
Chiaco the hog. Okay.
Well, that was the wrong way, but that's all right.
I can save myself.
So really, the central warning he's bringing back to Land of the Living is like literally, you shouldn't be so mean to me. It's like a remark. It's like a theologically fascinating and poetically extraordinary piece of work, but it's also like self-indulgent in a truly profound way.
Yeah.
It's really about how everyone was mean to him.
If anything, I feel Milton's more critical of himself and putting the aspects he doesn't like of himself in Lucifer in Paradise Lost than like anything Dante's.
Well, and Milton's like humble enough as a poet to do the like, I'm just a simple guy. Muses and poets of the past guide my hand, and
he is also straight up though, like also like, yo, I may be blind, but like the light of God's in my head.
Yeah, well, you got to give yourself a little bit of juice.
Yeah.
But he like does the classic like Homeric like appeal to the muses, and Dante doesn't really do that.
Right.
Dante's version of that is like, I went to hell and all of the coolest guys of all time were like, you're so tight.
And reason and love guided me and nothing hurt me.
I showed up and Virgil said, you're the coolest guy and can I be your best friend? And he introduced me to Homer and Plato and Aristotle, and they were like, he's so right about you, and Ovid.
And they're all like, hey, the reason we're all doing this is because that 12-year-old you really liked told us to be
you wrote
nice
some really
to you.
great stuff about that 12-year-old you liked, and she said you're nice to her.
I see a secret.
Yeah, how do you get up there? There has to be a way to up there. It can't be further back, right? There's nothing.
I like came down.
Well, maybe there's.
Shout out to fixed camera angles, you know?
I think it's cool.
No,
I mean,
I came down from this way.
Like, maybe I'm just doing anti-Italian racism, but Andrew Cuomo feels like a decent Dante comp.
Yeah, okay.
Where sort of a new and different political model emerged that like left him behind, and he's mad as hell about it. I think would be my immediate answer. There might be other.
All right.
Oh, there you go. Oh, squishy sound. I think you could sort of make a similar claim with Hill Dog Clinton or Bill. If we ever get like
The lady who was complimenting Donald Trump's foreign policy decisions the other day.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we ever get like a true, like remember like Mike Coen, Trump's old lawyer, who became like
Yes.
a resistance grifter.
Yes.
Like, if we get a version of that from this Trump admin, that would be a very Dantesque figure also. Especially because he'd also be incentivized to be like, they're not real Christians.
I honestly, in a very, I don't want to say give him the power of being like terrifying, but I do think Tucker Carlson might be beyond that way. He seems to be talking a very National Socialist platform as far as his appeals towards like the economic displacement of conservative Americans goes.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely on some shit for sure.
Oh?
Well, that's not. Oh, right, Dante has an evil dad in this. I forgot. This is a character made for the game. Dante's dad reports fundraising posts on Blue Sky for people in Gaza as spam. For sure.
Greed. Just a moment, I'm going to check in on the Discord.
Yeah, I've looked to see if Frankie says anything.
Yeah,
Also, did I remember to post? I posted in Westworld, right?
So in the CRD translation, I don't know how this is in the Longfellow one, but
Well, you know I can check it.
greed is split into the wasters and the hoarders, and they're two forces that keep feeding each other back and forth.
Yeah.
I just find it fun because what these platforms are doing is how it's described, the two continually clashing and perpetuating and bouncing off each other.
Yeah, well, they're always like rolling the rock, right?
Yeah,
into each other.
this is actually a very cool visual pun on the prose of the poem.
Well, I wonder if we'll actually see guys rolling rocks around.
Same, like the Sisyphus stuff.
Well, they have guys boiling in molten gold, and I think that's not in there.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that like more like the sullen and the wrathful? They're like in a bog. Yeah. I
Yeah, they're
guess
definitely not getting Crassus.
Yeah, I guess the dudes in the gold are the greedy.
That's a joke for Frankie and anyone who watched the Doom Room on Sunday, where he talked about business brain as a pathology.
No, that sounds amazing though.
It was a really good episode. Super recommend people check it out. But
shout out to Wizworld Live.
yeah, will probably be here later. But he was doing that episode and then told the story of Crassus from Roman times.
Oh hey, haha, Gnarly's here.
Gnarly, are you saying that because you watched Luke Taylor's video where he rewrote Forrest Gump to be about pod racer Ben Quadraneros? Because that sounds like the kind of rhetoric that was deployed in that particular piece of work.
I don't remember what I needed to prioritize, but
It looks like we need to prioritize Holy.
Holy? Okay.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer. I love that show.
It's good.
Oh wait, I need to ice these guys, right?
But yeah, the Luke Taylor, Ben Quadraneros thing is so funny and so strange and kind of a total catastrophe. I highly recommend it.
It's Chiako the Hog?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is he in the game?
We talked to him already.
Oh yeah. My dad?
Well, who was the last one we found before we left?
Oh, okay.
Before he signed off last time. Yeah, Luke Taylor did it with Jesse Farrar, Tom Walker, Demi Lardner, and what's her name? Caitlin Flanagan, I think, at the artist known as at Slow Puke. He actually does a trick that I did in a play when I was 18, which is when I made Julius Caesar in space.
Hell yeah.
And the gimmick of it was that I don't think you can do that. You might need to go a different way. Oh, there's definitely someone around here. Oh yeah, there she is.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure which one was the secret path and which one was the critical path, but... Damn it. Okay.
Yeah, I can pull it up. I got it on my... I can find it, easy peas. It's not easy to find because it's a VOD that like 300 people watched, so... But yeah, he did a thing that I did when I was in high school, which was he takes a lot of proper nouns and just adds either space or galactic in front of them to make it be outer space themed.
Space Cassius.
Yeah.
Why yes, Galactic Brutus.
At 2 Space Brute, I got a big laugh. I'm gonna talk to Bree about trying to put that on. Or Roy, rather, I guess, because Roy's the guy who's... I think we have to do something to maybe move stuff.
Oh, I thought it was just gonna have to do one jump out, one jump in.
Maybe you could.
Felt I was getting there.
All right, well, give it another shot. I gotta find this thing for our friend Gnarly.
It's just like Mario Brothers. Remember, before The Last of Us, that's all. This is all video games were. There we go. Tarpeia.
Gundam's the best, Gnarly. Gundam is the absolute best.
I need some holies, so we're gonna do some absolving. Wait, what? Gundam mentioned why?
Just because Gnarly said it's their favorite sci-fi series.
Hell yeah. I've been reading Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin, and I saw that there's some very nice deluxe editions dropping. But I've been enjoying the hardback tankabons.
Oh, I'm not on Bluetooth.
I've been enjoying the hardback tankabons.
So you're going to be picking up some audio from the stream. Wrong
I
style.
heard me say tankabon. Oh no. Oh, I'm messing that up.
Another thing I would highly recommend, I'll do a quick little Lux recommendation corner, is I learned today that Demi Lardner, who appears in that video, there we go. Demi Lardner, who appears in that video, made a DIY game show with 2 episodes that is called So You Want to Win a Penis Pump? And it's really good.
Why, yes, I do.
It's really, really good. And
Jacob, do you?
Yeah.
it's really good, but then some comedy production company in Australia gave her a budget to make more episodes with like actual money and being able to pay people to be on it and like build a set and stuff. So it's not just like a computer camera looking at her in a room while she does it and talks to people on Twitch. And the first 2 episodes are out, and would you believe they're so fucking funny.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
I'll find the first episode of that too and throw it in the chat because it's really incredible.
I'm gonna buy this.
One of the incredible running gags is that one of her guests on the first episode is Paul F. Tompkins, beloved comedian, and he does not live in Australia, as you may be aware. He is an American person. She Paul on my F till I Tompkins, if you know what I mean. But he doesn't live in Australia. But Demi Lardner's husband, the comedian Tom Walker, is a trained mime. And so they put a helmet on his head that has an iPad attached to the front of it with Paul F. Tompkins' face. And then Paul F. Tompkins just commands him around the room.
Oh, this is a cool looking dude.
That is a cool looking dude.
Is that a hoarder and a waster grafted together?
Oh, it could be. That makes sense. Let me throw this link in the chat. I gotta.
Let me throw this.
Oh, mute.
Alright, something that's really clicking with me this time around is the use of the magic spells as, like, you know, buffers and barriers.
Yeah,
towards...
it's crowd control and space stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's annoying me with Doom Eternal right now. I don't think the guns in Doom Eternal feel good because it's trying to be a first-person character action game, but the method of mechanical interaction is very much like too elaborate a game of Simon Says, in a way where, like, instead of varying up, like, you have instead of like having buffer magic, zoning, stuff like that, it's just like shoot the different type of bullet at the different type of color. It's a very annoying game of bop it in a way that this is not.
Yeah. Also, I will note, we were talking about this earlier, I do like that they've taken the sort of the spinning, the motif of spinning and rondling that is a big part of the poem in the greed parts, and they have twirling enemies.
What's the actual block button? R2? Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, right. I have the Sekiro parry.
Yeah. It even has the very psychically rewarding sound effect.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
You hit L1R1 to go sicko mode.
That's true. There's a charge attack I have that I'm not using. I forget what it is.
If you hold down triangle is one.
It's the triangle one, yeah.
That's the one up in the air. I think double tap, or I think holding down R does the back step too. Or holding down a square rather. Oh, this one's getting closey wotsy Nancy Pelosi.
Close.
Whew. Oh, I think you're about to set off a timing trap. A classic Dark Souls. This is a classic Dark Souls problem, but not going to be nearly as exciting, I don't think.
This, honestly, is the 3D Castlevania game I wished the 3D Castlevanias were.
Okay, so now you got to go up, get in there. I don't know what that switch is going to do.
Hey.
Oh, gnarly.
So
Exactly
that's a lot of
correct.
money.
Twirling,
Is that what
twirling into the
those
future.
really do is just give you a lot of money.
When you get Judas coins, you get money.
Okay. To Doom Eternal's compliment, though, I do like the upgrade menus, even for how overwritten they can be. Again, I like the whole hold X to confirm upgrade thing, where you like have to hold the button for a moment.
Oh yeah, it's always good.
Yeah.
Judas coin, take it to the moon, if you ask me. That's good.
Yeah.
I think we have another. Go to the level 2 evil. Go up.
Like a health increase.
We have a mana one. We have.
Ooh, I like that. L2 and X.
Oh, that is cool. Have you been playing a bad menu game, Gnarly?
Yeah, I'm torn because there's pros and cons. I like how there's only really this one upgrade menu here in Dante's Inferno. In Doom, I feel there's too many submenus that are using both R1 and L1 and R2 and L2 to differentiate and like go through tabs on.
Oh god, I know.
But I do again like the whole press exit thing. But like it's interesting to me because like both these games are symptoms of or emblematic of like AAA mentalities of their time as far as like this sort of action adventure, hyper masculine, like sort of tongue in cheek, sort of not hell fantasy AAA corporate video game.
See, I'm just not totally convinced this is tongue in cheek in any way. Except
Okay, I believe that because I feel like Doom Eternal hinges on camp more than this does.
Yeah, I just think this is. Well, I don't think. Well, like you know, as our beloved Susan Sontag says, like camp is not always an intentional aesthetic.
Right.
And this is like a deeply campy thing. Okay,
it gets into to what aim is the irony.
I think you do flip that, then flip the other one.
Oh, okay, and then ride the like guillotine up as it goes.
Yeah.
As it comes down. No? Right, low health.
Yeah, that was not the. I'm not sure exactly how to execute this because there's spikes everywhere. Yeah, this is like big time camp shit, but in a very, I think, not on purpose way.
No, I think they're really trying to be mature. Because, you know why? Because there's been more than one instance of boobs.
Oh yeah, it's been very boobs heavy, very boobs forward gaming experience.
I feel if it was trying to be, I feel like it's, if it was one instance of extremely male gazy, like indulgence of tits, like at a pornographic level where it was clearly a moment that was meant to be clipped out of the game and taken in singular, I'd be like, okay, what the fuck is this? But the way it's been like such a consistent background element tells me they wanted to kind of like go like, no, yeah, there's naked bodies in hell. Like if you look at Renaissance paintings, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The higher frequency of nudity, it's less to fetishize in a singular event like boobs. It's more just be like, yeah, and there were like naked tortured people all over the place in hell. Are they not always forward? Okay. Can't use the spikes.
I think you gotta be able to ride that thing. There's gotta be a way to ride it without spiking yourself. Maybe the edges? Yeah. Gnarly, I think that's exactly right.
Yeah, yeah. To contrast it with Doom Eternal, I think Doom Eternal does crux itself on me like, hey, remember old games in a way that like, it's rubbing me wrong the way that game uses continues and like one-ups because the original Doom was not, like they didn't do that. So it's more
Go do it.
It's more of an appeal to like, hey, remember retro video games than it is like in calling back to any kind of like core idea of the franchise.
You have to do both.
Do both? What,
you have to pull that switch, then the other switch.
Boom.
And then that one.
Boom.
And then you try getting on the edge where like there's the hands. I think that's got to be the move. But you gotta, yeah.
Maybe the side ones? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's part of the camp, and then part of the camp is very much like the hyper. Yeah, exactly. There's like the weird commitment to the death and torture stuff, and then like the insane hypermasculinityness of it, and the weird like horny but not sexualness of it. There's got to be a way to ride those things up.
Has to, yeah. Are we forgetting some sort of mechanical thing we can do?
I don't think so. You just gotta run to the side where it comes down. No, that didn't work. Can you climb the wall? You can't climb that wall, right? With the screaming guys? That's not a climbable wall, is it? And that's not a hole you can go in.
Honestly, this is reminding me of Nope.
Sure.
Just being in the belly of
inside the alien.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of movies, wow, weapons. Also, wow, I saw Highest to Lowest, the new Spike Lee movie. Unbelievably bad.
Nice.
Unreal how bad that movie was.
I love that Spike Lee's so. I either usually really love his stuff, or I'm like, just like, what is this doing?
Well, it's a remake of a Kurosawa movie that I really like. Which,
Yeah, I don't know why you would try to remake High. It's a high and low remake.
yeah.
You don't.
I have an idea. I'm just going to test it.
Well, gang, High and Low is a really good movie.
High and Low is really good. Highest to lowest is really bad.
Oh wait, can you climb the statue chains?
No. But I think I saw something that made me think something.
Yeah, I saw that it looked like the inside of the platform.
Oh, wrong button, no! No, okay, that's not doing anything. I think I maybe missed them. There's gotta be a way through this, so the Joker to the thief.
Some kind of way out of here. Joker and the thief. Dante and Virgil.
Yeah.
Satan and Beelzebub.
It's a high and low remake, and it really sucks.
Is it in contemporary times? Is it in America?
Yeah.
What?
It's in contemporary New York City, baby. And boy, is it contemporary, because a lot of that movie is very Spike Lee doing Old Man Yells at Cloud.
Does he try to? What's his pink cloud?
About things like cancel culture and the new media shit. We are missing something here.
I'm like, we can't remotely activate the ground one.
Okay, wait.
It goes slower, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. But yeah, okay, when you come back, we should talk about weapons, because we said we were going to do that last week, and we
Yes.
didn't.
Full disclosure, weapons talk when I get back.
Yeah.
Spoilers on. Yeah, maybe Jacob will walk in on it too.
Oh yeah, did you see weapons?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, right, because we were all going to see it together, but I couldn't go because I had other seeing it plans.
that's fair enough. But yeah, it was so good.
It's so good.
Just mulling it over and over more and more. And just like it more.
Yeah. Okay, I figured it out, folks. You see that? I did solve the puzzle. I just had to do it correctly. I died, but I died doing the right thing. Much like Jesus Christ. Wrong button, no! I did Elden Ring controls. Honestly, Gnarly, this is like legitimately, meaningfully worse than that. I'm the best! Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, we'll come back from the bathroom and answer that question. Spike Lee wrote the story for the single player career mode in NBA 2K. Oh no. I forget which 2K it was that he did that for. Also, let's note, they're constantly singing their rondel and spinning in their place, and we see more twirling and rondeling here. More excellent Dantesque imagery from the geniuses at the Dante's Inferno video game factory. I chose to kill that guy because I'm just like feeling kind of down on Judea as a concept right now. Did I just kill myself? That was stupid. After I danced through that like a whirling dervish. Well, here we go again. I wish I could find a way to heal myself. Yeah. It really is unbelievable. But I do love, like, I know, it's a pretty extraordinary cultural artifact, you know? Okay, so that didn't work. It's a game that is to me somewhat similar to Deadly Premonition in that it's like profoundly bad in a number of ways, but also like deeply compelling. See, look, and there's the Wasters and the Hoarders. Now, I'm not totally sure how I'd get out of here. I fell in a hole.
It's okay, buddy. We'll figure it out through the power of friendship. We got that shit on lock.
I got a lot more health, which is good.
Excellent. Good call, good call, good call.
No, the Spike Lee 2K is what reminds me of Deadly Premonition. This is bad in a different way than those.
Wait, the Spike Lee 2K is like, is he trying to be campy or intentionally like critiquing the NBA through like disassociative, dissonant media?
He's just doing a bad job.
Hey, we're twirling.
Yeah, there's a lot of twirling in here. What up, Mask? No.
Hey, Mask for Mask. We are in the, what is it, the fourth layer, the greed?
Yeah.
Yeah, after the gluttonous. The hoarders and the wasters.
Yeah, it's like very Spike Lee parody, and which this movie also is.
His highest to lowest?
Yeah. Damn it.
You know, to take a few steps back to talk about current day political exiles who would make a burn book of poetry dressed up as maybe an epic work. Did you see the ContraPoints is off Twitter?
Oh, yeah. Burns and I actually talked about that for a long time in our brainstorming meeting.
Exiled from Elon's Florence. All right, looks like you got it.
Get away from me!
Should you open that door? Oh,
I have to get that guy.
There's
Fuck!
a guy there.
Okay, so you have to fall down the hole because there's some stuff we want down the hole. Whoa, full health bar. Yeah, for sure. Nice. Oh, what's up, Wiz?
Howdy, howdy.
Yes, she is those things. But she is also Wiz is in the waiting area. If you want to try and get Discord set up, I'll keep twirling.
Awesome. Actually, we're gonna go to a little break time screen for a moment.
Give us 5 minutes break, and we'll bring in our special guest and maybe set up the book camera.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
There's all right, we're hot on the mic, and we are back with a bit of Dante's Inferno. You can see
So
there's
here's
a
some Gustav
little
Doré.
bit of ween on
It's a little bit of
screen.
wiener in this one, but you can see this is another Gustav Doré rendition of the Wasters and the Hoarders pushing their rocks and struggling and suffering. And speaking of
rocks, idiot. Good job with the money.
Oh.
and who's that? It's our special guest who knows more about history than I do, and also more about wizardry than everyone.
Yes.
It's our friend.
Humans.
It's our friend Frank Rengi.
Well, Frank actually comes from Frank.
What?
I'm neither surprised to learn that nor that you know that.
Because they were Farangs, Franks, which was the word for European foreigners that started because of the interactions during the Crusades, and then that term spread eastward. So
Whoa,
I am indeed a Ferengi.
that's kind of crazy. I recently watched the episode where Quark and Nog and Rom go back to Roswell.
Go back to you said
Roswell?
Roswell. Oh yes, little green men. Fantastic
Yeah.
episode. That's like the most direct commentary on capitalism. They're like, listen, no one's getting it. We have to get really on the nose. We're gonna send them to America.
Yeah, L-Man, is there an echo? There's an echo on Frankie's audio? Maybe, is it picking up on my love?
It might be picking up on the PC desktop audio. Give me just a moment. Go ahead and give us some lines.
Can you hear it now?
Testing a little human ears. Do they hear me twice?
Once for each great deal and bar of gold latinum.
The first rule of production and acquisition is making sure the sources aren't overlapping.
Tell us about space, asked Mask for Mask.
About space?
Well, because it's a Ferengi who lives in outer space.
Space is a place of great profit, as all of your current leaders agree. They are hungry to slam asteroids into the Earth to get the precious metals out. Even though that would destroy the value of the metals, they can't think beyond getting things. Even the Ferengi are less psychotic.
Yeah, it might just be echoing from the empty spaceship cabin, Gnarly. That's a great point.
I think it should all be good now. All I'm seeing is the game audio coming through with the PC desktop audio feed.
All right, well, chat, let us...
It sounds like I'm in a big room. That's unusual.
That's interesting.
Are you in a big room?
have some kind of filter on?
I do not.
Let me test my mic.
Can you sound good in my headphones?
Yeah, very clear in my headphones. Coming through on the
don't-
Discord.
I don't hear any such acoustic thing on my end. So.
Weird. Well,
Yeah, that's isolated game audio there.
Elman says it's fine. I think we'll just have to live with this because we're still learning how to have guests on the show.
Hopefully it's not terribly annoying.
Yeah, if it gets terrible, let us know. But we're trying to work out the kinks of having guests on so we can have other guests on, like Dave.
You know that guy Dave.
You know, one day you will all learn about Dave.
Okay.
You just gotta go quick.
So we are the greedy. What's going on with the greedy here?
Yeah. So okay.
Oh,
You missed it. Okay, first before we get into the specific, because I know you read the cantos that we're covering today, which is awesome of you to do. It's not a difficulty question. Shut up. We're just dumb. Before we get into that, and we should get into that for sure. Yeah, the Frank Rengi looks great. But our friend Don Draper gave us a good question that I want to ask you. Who do you think would be the most likely person to write a Dante's Inferno style epic poem about their political disgrace and abandonment?
Ooh, you mean of like current living?
Of current time, yeah.
That's tough because none of these guys have the interest nor creativity to pull off an Inferno. I mean, they all use ghostwriters. All their writing is painful and boring, and they aren't even good at self-aggrandizement. Like none of them would have the guts to be like walking home and go, "Oh, look, Socrates! It's Dante, the coolest guy from Earth." They wouldn't do that. They have the least interesting guys.
Could you imagine a book's worth of "I turned my haters into waiters at my table of success"?
Oh, actually, Eric Adams is a good one.
Okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, Eric Adams or Gavin Newsom would try and probably talk about doing it and then never actually finish it.
Yeah. I don't think Stephen Colbert would ever get excised in the way that Dante did, but Stephen Colbert's not a bad one. My answer, which I told you that I had to hedge because I was afraid that I was doing anti-Italian racism, was Andrew Cuomo.
I just can't see him writing a book.
I can see him like hiring someone to write a book. Yeah.
Yeah, but
that he
that's-
dictates.
Okay, well, yeah, all right.
The sort of like
that has some juice.
The sort of characterization of like the sort of essential like Dante-y project of it, of like of I'm gonna write a book where all my enemies are in hell and it's because they were too mean to me.
It's Gessius Florus.
All right, I punished him, but I said, as I said when I did it, I'm just having negative feelings about Judea as a whole idea.
Judea?
Yeah, I was just not into I'm just not into Judea today, so I was like, you're DQ'd instantly.
Tell me more about your feelings on Judea.
Well, you know, there's a genocide happening in the region formerly known as currently, so that's just not so cool to me. We gotta figure out how to get to the middle of this thing.
Why the middle? I thought we just.
There's a little chest thing in there.
Oh. Well, if there's treasure.
This seems kind of random, but if like just the reason that he's in here is the first Jewish-Roman War was seen to be sort of his fault. So that's how he winds up in here, basically.
That's cool. It's like that's a good. I mean, that's a good reason to end up in hell, I think. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, how did Dante feel about Judea?
I'm not sure how he felt about Judea, but I think he felt pretty positively about Rome as an idea.
Okay.
I think he was pretty mad about Rome as a material thing at the time he was writing
Was part of his invoking of Virgil and the Aeneid a sort of appeal to like Roman pride as part of like a
Yeah, and he's placing himself.
historic Italian continuity?
Yeah, he's placing himself on a continuum with, you know, all of the best Roman guys.
Okay.
All right, let me take a crack at this bad boy. All right, so Frank Rangi,
yeah.
you are. Oh, I see how we get to the middle thing. We have to go over there first. We have to get through the door and then undo the switch to open the cage. I think that closes the cage. So we have so far today. Well, first of all, what did you think? I don't. When's the last time you read any of Inferno?
I never really read Inferno.
Hell yeah! What did you think of the stuff you read?
I was a medievalist, but I was primarily reading real stuff. Or
Yeah.
Awesome.
Or their somewhat fake histories, but I never really read a lot of fiction. I did read other Italian humanists. I didn't really get into Dante.
Did you read Simplus Simplissimus?
No, I read the Ascent of Mont Ventoux by Petrarch.
Yeah.
Petrarch was my Italian humanist that I read the most of, and then of course the Boccaccio. Those were kind of the two that I really.
Yeah. Well, Boccaccio, the all-time baller for sure. Decameron is the all-timer.
And part of it is because honestly, a lot of that's just kind of boring. Like the way they were writing back then.
Yes.
It's sort of lacking in the kind of detail because it's just, it's just harder to get enough pages. It's very, the more detailed your writing is, the more ink and quills and sheepskins you have to buy. So you had, they were kind of working within, tweet constraints.
Right. Well, this is why,
I mean,
as we were talking about a little earlier,
I feel a lot of pre-Shakespeare, pre-Descartes writing also just lacks an internality I find interesting, or it's...
Probably does,
yeah.
Well, this is why. This is why Dante this is why Dante and Petrarch kind of invented Italian inadvertently. Is there just weren't enough resources to make versions of all the stuff in all the different vernacular languages in Italy.
It'd be way too complicated. And also, part of the thing too is probably it just doesn't quite pop for us reading it is because you weren't supposed to read it.
Yeah.
You're supposed to hear it.
Yeah.
Someone would have been performing it basically.
Someone would have been
reading bits of it bit by bit, or even just retelling it. Yeah.
Someone would have been cantando.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's canto, this, that.
Yeah, it's meant to be sung or performed.
Yeah, and
Especially in the Inferno, just the brevity of the cantos. They're not very long, each one.
No, yeah, they're pretty tight. I was surprised because I'm familiar with the Inferno because also it gets referenced constantly as soon as it's published. Everyone can't shut up about this Inferno. Less thrilled about Paradiso and Purgatorio, I've noticed. Really loves the Inferno part. A lot less talked about the Paradiso and Purgatorio.
Well, and I think there's a couple of reasons for that. I think the biggest one is I really like the Inferno and I really like Paradiso. Purgatorio, I am ironically pretty lukewarm on.
Understandable.
But
he does use his space very effectively. Chaco's barely in it, but what an interesting character to imagine that this was one of his old dead friends or something that he's a good guy, he just ate too much.
Yeah, and he's a stand-in for all of Florence.
Right, and then Pluto as a wolf is really intriguing, and he gets the killer Virgil's killer exorcism of Pluto is that's really cool, and it's just 2-3 sentences long.
God damn, I rushed that one. Yeah, it's very sick. I think Paradiso suffers more than Inferno from the space problem in the sense that Paradiso has like a lot of big, complicated philosophical thoughts about goodness and like the universe and metaphysics.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I'm gonna try and get this down in about, I don't know, 70 lines.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't do that. But the imagery is really cool. And Inferno obviously has like famously the coolest imagery in the universe.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it just, I mean, it's compelling as like a horror story.
Yeah.
Oh, the great sin I witnessed.
It's a horror story, but in like a really like formalist is the wrong way to put it, but just like in like an abstract way, like not like abstract like House of Leaves or whatever,
It's a haunted house story.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It
he's,
also
like, literally walking
externalizes
through
and
the-
names blame in a way where it's like, oh yes, those are the problems of society. Ah yes, I can point towards this.
Yeah.
But it is literally a haunted house. It's just going from room to room, being like,
Yeah. I just,
And then I
just
fell
wandering
asleep and
through.
woke up in the other place. And it
being
was
like, spooky. Too
And
scary,
actually,
gotta go.
there's an unpublished preface where Dante signs a waiver saying that the actors can touch it.
You'll have to take out an insurance policy to read my poem.
It was sort of the McKemmy manner of his time. Sometimes they'd put a scorpion on your head.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really think of it until just now that this is kind of like the first haunted house, but it's like a book.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, especially when you think about like the crazy, like Christian haunted houses that are literally this.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
well,
I got
I,
conned into going to one of those in high school, and then at the end it just turned into a pro-life lecture. It was
Yeah,
the
well,
most
that's-
frustrating thing.
A lot of
in
them
the world.
do.
That's kind of what all of them are. My friend's dad was a minister, like one of the most popular ones in town, and I like politely, finally in high school, accepted the invitation to go check out the haunted house thing.
You have an
I was, like,
appointment
really
with
into, like,
death.
I was a teen, so I was like into like haunted house, Halloween stuff, and I went and I was like, this is so stupid. And that guy's mom is the one who organized other moms to call and lobby my mom to stop letting us watch fantasy movies and playing D&D.
What?
My mom was like, no. My children are smart enough to not jump to whatever you think is going to happen. Please stop calling me about this.
Please stop calling my house.
Mass for Mass says enhanced education techniques. Yes.
Yeah.
The religious
You were
waterboarding.
being Christo-boarded.
Yeah, crystal boarding.
There's a really great scene about one of those in the very wonderful novel. Oh, goddamn! All right, you do it.
Jacob, did you ever get fooled and going to a haunted house as a teen that turned out to be a church thing?
Wait, what?
Did you ever get fooled and go to a haunted house that turned into a church thing?
No, I always wanted to though. Those seemed real silly. I didn't have to do like weird stage plays.
I have great news. That industry is alive and well. You can just go to
Yeah.
one.
And talking about drunk driving, in 7th grade, because that's obviously like a really big thing around there.
Yeah, sure.
What was it? Was
There are
it
really
Q15?
those teams.
Wait, Frankie's asking if it was Q15, the thing that you went to,
If it was what?
called Q15.
No, but I did hear of Q15.
Interesting, because I found out a few years back there wasn't like enough for a whole doom room on it, but Q15 is actually a huge business. And it's also a pyramid scheme where you can start up your own local Q15
I did get run over by
franchise,
a tractor at a haunted house.
and then trick schools into paying you thousands of dollars.
That's
15.
Q15 pyramid
Yeah.
scheme is crazy work.
It's crazy, but like there's just not much more to it than that. But it's Q15 because it stands for the idea that every 15 minutes there's a DUI crash involving the sexiest teens in your school.
The sexiest teens in your school are drinking and you're not.
Oh, I remember that because I remember our friend Lolly was in one of those as the corpse.
Yeah, one of my friends was one of the dead kids.
Yeah. And the way she tells the story, and who knows how true it is because, storytelling of your youth is always blurry. But the way she tells the story, she was the corpse and like no one cared. they were like, that's fine.
What's up, Grim Memer?
What's up, Grim Memer? How you doing?
Ask not for whom the retweets.
It tweets for God. This is hell. So I feel really bad because we
felt-
actually had finished it and I made us go back and now we've been stuck again. And that feels like I feel terrible at that. What we're doing is our new, hell yeah. I never apologize for food stuff. You've been watching the stream where DeHamel's Man was walking us through cookies. When people are watching our stream while thinking about or engaging with food, that's a huge win for us.
Yes.
But
Making little chocos of everyone.
yeah, but we started a new project for a little bit, take an SMT break because SMT was getting a little repetitive and challenging, and we've been doing it for like 5 months or 3 or 4 months or whatever.
4 months for sure, yeah.
Yeah, but we decided to do a new thing, which is we're playing through the Dante's Inferno video game adaptation from 2011 or 2010, and also reading Dante's Inferno. And we have our friend Frankie, but he's a Ferengi, of Wizworld Live and Doom Room fame. Which actually, Grim Memer, you should look up this Sunday's most recent Doom Room episode. It was really good and very much the kind of shit you are interested in.
Thank you.
Get the coin. Get the coin. There's a coin in the back.
Which flows right into these cantos about avarice and greed.
Yeah, for real. There's another one down there. Yeah, for real. We just have to get out of this fucking room. Yeah, business brain as a pathology is such a fascinating way of thinking about that whole thing. There's some real Foucault juice there that I was trying not to get too mad about or too psychotic about in the chat. That's like, you know that meme? I feel this way sometimes. You know that meme? I don't know if Hunter made that. Did Hunter made that?
No,
you made it.
I haven't really touched the animator since I made it, but I've been thinking about trying to get back into it to do some more stuff in Wizworld for it.
What's up, Radio Free Multiverse? Good to see you. Good to see you here.
Yo.
A business brain groom? Oh no. So let's start. I mean, speaking of business brain, let's start buying some puts on their divorce.
Happy business portfolio, happy life. That's right, Mass. But no, what was I thinking about? Yeah, there was some like major Foucault stuff where like, because if you think about it pathologically, it really is this idea of proper subject formation being tied to like a proper and functional attitude regarding capital acquisition, and that's a formation of like in epistemology that like you were talking about is reductive. I'll grab a link, Grim Memer, and I'll throw it in the chat shortly. It's like an epistemology that's reductive of all things to business value, right?
Yeah.
Which is also very Heidegger-y. But like it creates a proper subjectivity that is one oriented towards like acquisition and, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's so fascinating to think about like the business brain maniacs as sort of guys who have had their psychology twisted up specifically to perpetuate that norm. That's probably a good idea.
And the big thing for me is it is like pathological because it's not just acquisition. It's acquisition to the point that they hurt other people and they acquire less than they would if they didn't behave that way. So there's actually like one of the things that but the first part I did, what is business brain? And I found this great talk from a guy who spent like a decade studying CEOs, and he found that the CEOs who acted more cruelly and evilly and greedily actually provided negative returns to their investors, and CEOs who were better to their workers and more honest and less avaricious actually provided better returns.
I believe it.
So like it is like definitely, it's like definitionally pathological because it's negatively affecting the behavior that you think you're supposed to do.
And it's fundamentally irrational at its base, and that is that is the core of pathology, is that irrational psychic position. Like, I don't know, it's
beyond reason.
And it really is this thing where like it's a psychic relationship that's like built by society.
Yes.
Entirely, and propagated by a society that rewards that kind of thing.
Oh, Grim. I didn't
That's
know
a-
that,
that's a
but
cool
I
thing.
love that, and that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that my softball team is an exception to that rule. We all know everything about each other and we still suck, but
Know the names of each other's loved ones? Interesting.
But do you function well as a team despite your lack of softball skill?
I think so.
Then that makes you an effective team.
Bet. All right. You're going to notice I'm trying to work more Gen Z slang into my day-to-day discourse because Bree and I are trying to get a live show going again. And she really doesn't like when I do that. And so I want to get it back. I want to get it back into my lexicon so that when we start doing improv together again on stage, I can make her mad.
Brutal. What an awful thing to do to your scene partner, and what a great thing for the audience to see.
Yeah. I think you will agree that good improv is 80% a deep commitment to listening and reacting and bringing each other's sort of ideas forward, and 20% being a little shitty to each other in a way that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in
Grim,
chat.
I actually haven't read Bullshit Job, but I have listened to Debt twice. And Graeber was a big part of my research for the Business Brain series. We watched in the one that I linked you, which is History of Business Brain, we watched a little bit of Graeber. We're going to watch even more, because this Sunday is Can We Cure Business Brain?
Yeah, and I do big time recommend to anyone in the chat, Grim in particular, because I know the kind of stuff you're into, but also anyone in the chat, to check out Doom Room, and Wizworld Live regular style, and the whole Wizworld Enterprise. But
Radio Free. Fuck that guy. I can't believe his nickname is Evil. His name. And so the lady who married him must also be evil, no?
it could be like a Romeo and Juliet situation where she's good and
Where she's 14. That would also make sense.
Okay, that's well played, you. No notes on that one. Absolutely, I got nothing. But it could be that she's evil, or she's good, but she's in love with someone who's evil, and that's like the dramatic crux of their romance.
But what would she love about this millionaire who thinks that the poor should just die? Like,
Maybe he's like
there?
very tall. You know?
You barely know him, never met her, and how'd you get invited to the wedding?
Dang.
Was it via a partner, or perhaps?
Oh, it was one of Emily's friends.
Yeah.
Grim. That guy does really good work.
Yeah, he does really good stuff. We talk about him on the channel pretty often. Oh,
And
you weren't at the wedding. You heard of the wedding.
Oh.
You heard tell of the evil wedding.
I see. I thought you guys were like off at the table of like far, like you were in the outermost circle where the lauded pagan philosophers were or something.
Yeah, the noble pagans of the wedding were.
Noble pagans of the yes.
Sitting at the furthest tables.
I feel like that's definitely a thing that happened. That like.
Speaking of curing the business brain, here's an important thing that I think everyone should do. Don't say non-profit.
Don't say nonprofit.
If they are not for profit is a better term.
Not for profit. Yeah,
Because
I
their
like that.
primary endeavor is not that they're for profit, but they do profit. And
Right.
The phrase non-profit has intentionally been allowed to flourish by the people who are abusing the 501c3 status.
That money should just go into public services.
Well, yes, absolutely. But like part of I think curing business brain, and we'll see when I conclude after my week of research on this. But part of it is changing the words we use to more
Yes.
correctly frame what we're talking about. And like the phrase non-profit is just a lie. It is a lie. Because
It's-
there's
yeah.
tons of profit.
Yeah, I mean, this is no this is not a fresh Lux take by any means, but like the propagation of sort of euphemistic or obfuscatory language in general is a huge fucking problem. I mean,
Have
obviously,
you guys read Winners Take All, the Anandgar Hardest?
oh, it already got
Grim was just mentioning that.
that got tossed in the chat already, baby.
But yeah, I remember
Grim
his
is
books
2 steps ahead.
kind
Yeah,
of, yeah.
That's how they're able to reap. It's hard to reap someone who knows you're coming. Do you know what I mean? That's sort of what Final Destination Bloodlines is about.
Okay.
And, reaping also falls into the cantos in question because of Pluto and his conflation with Hades.
Yeah. Well,
There's Pluton and Pluto and then Hades. You get all mixed up.
yeah. Well,
We wind
this
up with
is
the Grim Reaper.
this is Plutus. At least in the Wordsworth translation that I was reading, or Wadsworth translation that I was reading. It's Plutus, as in the Greek god of wealth,
P-L-U-T-U-S,
right? Who's the son of Demeter.
Yes, but by Dante's time, they've been firmly all mishmashed together.
Okay.
Interesting.
But because the words are similar, but also the things are similar, right? So the idea that Pluton or Pluto, Hades, owns the underground. Well, that's where wealth comes from. That's where fruit, the fruits are labeled, the little fruit, grain, and everything comes up from the underground. So he also had some aspects of owning the riches of the earth, and also minerals are found in the underworld. That's where he.
Yeah.
And so and their names are so similar that they start to be conflated pretty easily, especially. The Romans complain a bit more, but the city of Dis is named for Dis Pater, which is the Plutus, the wealth god in the Roman versions of the pantheon.
Okay. See, look at that. This is why it's important to have Frankie on the show.
Yeah.
Because that, I gotta admit, that does not come up in either the copy that I have or the Columbia study guide that I've been using for extra notes.
Explain the name of the city of Dis?
Well, they maybe do. I haven't got to that point yet. They didn't explain that in the context of Plutus showing up in
Yeah, let me see.
in Greed. So I don't want to say that they don't show that, because that's not fair, because they very well might. But they haven't yet.
Pluto, king of the underworld of ancient mythology, was sometimes called Dis. Is a footnote I have here in the CRD version.
Whoa! What a somewhat unhelpful footnote. That doesn't include any of the context about Pluto and Plutus and Pluton.
There's so much of the etymological that I wish I knew more.
Yes, give me the big lad.
Yes, get the big
I
guy.
claim him as my new
Kind of like
friend.
Zeus to Jupiter, and that common root, Z-Y-U, Jupiter.
I probably should have opened some of those chests up before I did this.
Well, I assume there's dudes you got smashed.
Jupiter and Dis Pater are the same word, separated by just a little bit of time.
Yes.
Oh, I just pick dudes up and eat them.
Because Dis is rich, but it comes from Dies, which is god-like. Like, as in you are wealthy just like the gods. And Jupiter is Deus Pater, the father god. And Dis Pater is the godlike father. In terms of wealth, so that it's sort of fascinating just how many names of gods are just the word God that got brought back in at some point later after it had evolved into some other meaning.
Oh shit! Okay, hell yeah. I can get the chest this way.
Breaking open that.
I'm not sure there are any footnotes about his nuts. I don't know what we're going for. Grim
At first
says,
I thought
it's
you
easy
were...
to point out everything wrong with the system because there's so much. However, says Grim, leftist movements need money to be effective because capitalism. Europe will disagree, but politely, and perhaps you will agree with me by the end. I think figuring out solutions to get leftists paid and create economic sustainability while living our values should be a key concern. The second part, I agree with. Because capitalism, I don't think that's the actual cause here. I think business brain is the reason.
Yeah, this is the new hotness, which I am very into, is taking all of the sort of because capitalism stuff that is sort of normalized as historical mechanism, and relocating that into this question of like the business brain pathology as a precursor and an a priori concern.
Yeah, right. And I mean,
Hey.
it is definitely time to reinvent orgs. It's definitely time to overhaul what orgs are. But like, for example, I have this plan for what I would do if I got rich, and you can actually take down America very cheaply. For let's see, what was the DNC's annual budget? Let me see. Annual budget. 2024. Let me just double check. I guess just give me the fundraising. Okay, the DNC took in $685 million. You could use probably a tenth of that, and if you established free food canteens for children, like the Black Panthers did for breakfast, but if you opened up a few of them in Kentucky, a few of them in Tennessee, and a few of them in Idaho, and you drape them in leftist, like political, non-partisan, but leftist political propaganda inside.
Explicitly, yeah.
Yes, with like, like socialist, like, you could have some classic Soviet posters in there, that kind of stuff, but like, the messaging, and then have them, instead of Fox News on the TV, you'd have Democracy Now!, you'd give them copies of Braver to take home, you'd have little workshops there. If you just did that, you would so undercut the conservative base that you would shatter the Republicans. The Democrats would be furious, but they wouldn't know what to do. But then you could just create a little third party in a few red strongholds to destabilize the entire system enough to ruin it all, and you wouldn't need all that much money. Capitalism is and business brain are what make America fragile.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't need that much money to be effective. What you need is to be viciously cooperative.
That's a fun frame.
Viciously cooperative.
Ruthlessly communal.
Brutally friendly.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I do think that's basically true. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we see this all the time, right? Where like, I mean, even the Kentucky governor, who is not like an absolute lad.
More info shops, fewer art galleries. Mask for mask.
Some of us like art galleries.
But I think fewer art galleries and ones that aren't run by rich.
Yeah, well, more info shops, better art galleries. I'll take.
Yeah.
Better art galleries.
Yeah, other bullshit takes up housing, I think, in worse ways than art galleries. People just need to use art galleries better.
I would wonder how much vacant housing there is compared to art gallery space.
Yeah, and people need to use art gallery space better to do better things with it for sure.
You could, you could set up these canteens in art galleries.
Oh shit!
Oh.
I did a bad job.
If Chevy says if he were cool, they would call him the Kentuckerner.
It's true, but the Kentuckerner is like a good testament to sort of what you're talking about, Frankie. Like, he vocally espouses more quote unquote lefty stuff, even though it's like very, watered down American left, Democrat, whatever. Then like most blue state governors or blue state Democrats, period. But
compared to like Newsom.
yeah, but I mean, the Bashir Newsom comp is striking because of the fact that Bashir was like, I'm vetoing the every anti-trans bill in Kentucky.
Yeah, and Gavin's like,
Newsom's throwing him under the bus,
what if we didn't have any trans people?
Yeah, and then Bashir is
we
doing
get
that
this homeless out
doing
of
that
here?
in Kentucky and winning. It sort of disproves the whole deal.
Gavin doesn't just say, could we get him out? He goes with his own two hands.
Yeah,
tears up
yeah,
their shit and has his
he
photograph.
pulls himself up by the bootstraps on that one for sure.
Yeah.
Blurred Lines is a good doc. And Mask, your point is well taken about the art galleries. My thing is that I think there is a tendency amongst the left and activists to neglect the value of art outside of its purely utilitarian, like
Didactic.
Adorno, Marxist kind of like political didacticism value. And I don't like that because I think art whips ass.
Yeah, if we...
I think it says you won. It's that thing again where it jumped you forward.
If
No,
someone
I
said,
died.
what if we took down all billboards? I would say, what if we just made them art?
Yeah,
Said,
we just
okay,
made them
how
cool.
about no politics? I'd say
Yeah.
fine, because the art that we have, it is political to show me an ad for Nike. There is a politics to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
There's a dermatology ad with a big, beautiful Aryan woman I see daily.
Yeah, that's true, Radio Free Multiverse. Gavin is kind of going Gandhi mode. And being the change he wants to see in the world. I've been making that joke every time someone uses that phrase around me lately, and it's been a lot of fun for me.
Gandhi.
But yeah, and so I think there's like this reluctance to commit to the value of art as a project for many reasons, and a lot of them are justified. But I like knee-jerk push back to it because it is so pervasive in these kind of spaces. You know what I mean? Thank you, Radio Free Multiverse.
Argyle, yeah, sure. And the key to that is to destroy landlords as a class. Then you don't have to worry about galleries or not galleries. Grimm says, with regard to being viciously cooperative, Lalu documents companies that have all sorts of interesting systems in place to incentivize positive relationships between labor management and profit. For example, says Grimm, there's a company where the CEO can make no more than 14x what the lowest paid employee makes. So if he wants a raise, he has to give the lowest paid worker and thus all the other workers a raise first. Yeah, there's that. There's also, you may be interested in the Mondragon. The corporation, which is a co-op of co-ops, and it's one of the biggest businesses in Europe.
Whoa.
Based in
The
Spain.
Mondragon?
It was started by priests and local businesses in the wake of the Civil War.
Mondragon is
and they make everything.
Mondragon is kind of goated when cooperative corporation building is the vibe.
A federation of worker cooperatives.
Free is gonna kill you.
I know. And the problem with that, generally speaking, is that she's been working out with Cass, so she probably
It's
can.
gonna destroy
Nice.
you.
So she probably physically can do it, is the problem.
Also, it's some folks don't know this, but Ace Hardware is also it's a co-op of retail co-ops.
Oh, I just went right through his head.
Yeah.
So if you
Okay.
if you have an Ace in your town and then other like big hardware stores, you should always shop at the Ace if you can.
At an Ace Hardware once, when I was a kid, I went there to buy tubing to try to make a convoluted mad scientist bong that I had designed. And I went there and I was asking them to cut some tube for me, and I asked the guy for 1/4-inch tubing for a science project, and he looked at what else was in my cart and me, and was like, "Are you sure you don't mean 1/8-inch tubing for a bong?" And I was like, "I do mean that, I think. Is that better?" And he was like, "Yes." And I was like, then yes, that please. So I'll always feel positively about Ace Hardware.
Yeah, no, Ace is really the helpful place.
Hey,
yes,
I've heard that
Grim,
before.
Yeah, the thing is, everything could be done better, and the numbers show that doing it better and kinder is actually more profitable, which again takes us back to why I started to define it as a pathology, because being evil actually hurts your profits.
The rationale's not there. Is it possible to have the kindest capitalism, or is there going to be a third world population of factory labor that shit always gets shoveled down onto? It's my question.
Well, I mean, you don't. Not every business requires factory labor, right? I mean,
right.
Like you could start up a little childcare business where you make all this shit by hand. Like little wood toys. You can do it without being reliant on that. But I think the issue with having the kindest capitalism possible is that, and this is not really by this is Wolf's idea here, but capitalism is always going to lead to monopoly. It always is, and even Adam Smith basically says that. He's like, we got to be careful because these fucking businessmen love monopoly. They never quote that part, of course, but that's a big part of the book. Is like these fucking businessmen are dog shit.
Hey, don't put the whole economy. Don't depend on renting. Just in general, yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And the problem, like, unless you have a government that doesn't allow for rich people to run it, sadly, the business brain disease is just going to climb to the top because capitalism facilitates business brain taking everything over.
Grim says, I wonder what you think of this. This is becoming like a follow-up like podcast episode to Doom Room, which I'm totally fine with. It's fitting for the circle of hell that we're in, and we're like not we're also not progressing through this game nearly as quickly this time as we did last time.
A lot more platforming puzzle stuff.
A lot more us dying in general.
I think the thing is, this time I feel we have the combat down.
I just got absolutely. Maybe you do. I got absolutely whacked.
I mean,
I'm noticing with these spinning guys, they keep hurting you pretty bad. You can counter them with the parry
roll. As far as
roll.
I can tell, you've been fighting these same two wasps and these same two dervishes for the past
The problem with the thing Henry just said is that I don't believe in blocking. And so we are.
I know. Evil brings bad results, crazy. But the layer we're in, well, I was told to study up on Chaco, and then Canto 7, which is about wealth, avarice, and greed. So that's where I was at mentally.
And
I'm not sure where exactly.
That's where we are. We're in greed. This is you can tell. Okay,
Lux,
so
what's the secret to this jump? Because I'm gonna fuck it up.
You wait till they're about flat and then go down.
Okay.
The
camera's not helpful for that part.
But yeah, you can actually. Okay, so one thing to get literary back to the Dante text for a second. One thing this game is doing legitimately pretty well is that throughout the greed and avarice sections, and we'll get back to business brain in a sec, but like throughout the greed and avarice sections, they're constantly referring to twirling and rondels and spinning and circles and wheels, and they've done a really good job of the enemies like to spin around here. There's a wheel motif with like all the spaces. There's all these gears turning and shit. Like they have pretty effectively captured that the motif. I don't know why the lust demons who shoot goop at you are here. That's a little bit off-brand, but like in general, they have done a pretty good job of like using the symbolism from the canto.
Yeah, it's intriguing because you can tell they did read the book. It's just the most bizarre choice of adaptation you can find, but they clearly did read the source material.
Yeah. No, absolutely. They like definitely and like are like relatively locked in on it. Like I don't think,
They just added in that Dante's like a ex-crusading bad dad having cheater boy.
Yeah, but like, I don't think that like even a cursory reading, you'd be like, oh, one of the big takeaways from Avarice is the circle motif.
Right.
Right. They'd actually like dig into it and probably reading it in Italian.
Yeah, like they did a lot of really good stuff, but then also it's totally insane and makes no sense, which is why I kind of love it.
That is genius. I'm gonna get a snack real quick, and then I want to talk about Grimm's comment on short terms.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about also.
Okay,
so that's a perfect synthesis.
Perfect. There's a little switch there. Whoop. I don't know why it pulled me away from it, but let's fill up our money. We got a lot of money. Let's upgrade.
What do we got? How much money do we got? Oh, we got a lot of money.
It's so much history to me. We have one pool of currency here, so it's very easy for me to just track that and they're like, okay, time for upgrade. Doom Eternal it individuates like your upgrade points into so many different pools where you have 2 of a thing, you have 3 of a thing, you have 4 of another thing. Like I prefer a generalized points pool. Just I don't know, the mental loop that gets you in is different.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean that's the classic Souls thing. Get
Right, the singular pool makes you feel like you're more responsible for what you're spending and you're making choices even if you're just still following
Go
trees.
over one to the right. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been using the grab attack much. What is it? R2? Greater distance. No, wait, we have been using the grab attack. Okay.
Alright, we spent a lot of money on holy stuff, so we should buy holy stuff next level up.
Alright. Is there any like secret ending or pathway stuff that does affect?
No idea.
Okay.
But check what's on the left before you go over there, so we can see what else is in this. If there's anything over here.
There was health over here that I got already.
Okay, you already got it.
It's just a.
That's a tight class, Radio Free. I took a class on transmedia and virality in college, and one of our things was to try to create a viral and try to utilize the principles of virality in an art project. So I created an online secret club called the Hug Ted Club that was all about people hugging my friend Ted, and we picked a day to do it, and it spread virally through putting coded messages on the walls in bathrooms and stuff that you'd only understand by going to the website and decoding them, and he knew nothing about it. And then one day just hundreds of people at Bard College went up to Ted and gave him a hug. And at first he was really confused, and then he got really annoyed at me because he was like, I'm trying to have a fucking normal day. And straight people I don't know are coming up to me and being like, got time for a hug. But shouts out to Ted, he's the best. Ted, one of the best guys to ever live. We love Ted.
Okay, so everything can just respawn eternally.
Ted also, there's an infinite Ted stories. The one Ted story I'll tell, the really great Ted story. No, I just occasionally do something with text about it. I don't send him the emoji. I should do that. One of the great TED stories is I was playing a show with my band, and after the show, he was supposed to help us load out, and I couldn't find him anywhere. Oh, he jumped in the lava.
Oh, I got knocked.
I couldn't find him anywhere, and then when I came back to look for him, I was looking around. I was like, "Where the fuck is Ted? I need his help."
Heal up and magic up. Also, you need to rebuy the stuff.
Yeah. I was like, "Where's Ted? Where the fuck did this guy go?" And I found his feet sticking out of a bush, and I kicked his foot to wake him up, and he jumped up, went, "Renaissance Fair, woo!" and then ran into the woods, and we didn't see him till the next day.
Had to go to the Renaissance Fair.
There was no Renaissance Fair anywhere.
Oh, okay.
I also want a Hell Stabber, and I want Death Pillar. Okay, so yeah, let's talk short-termism.
So, I think you are correct that that's a part of it, but the problem now is they've evolved beyond a need to even seem profitable by the quarter. They can now just lose money by the quarter. It doesn't matter. Like Zuck just announced today that they're going to downsize the AI department at Meta, which they burned a ton of money on and never run money. Like they just, I don't know if it's even central banking. It's just there's so much wealth at the top that they're just gambling on these things, and reaping rewards in terms of like stock gains.
Yeah, exactly. So much wealth is. Whoops! I did the same thing you did. So much wealth is based on. Oh, Yanis Varoufakis, we love him.
And cloud capital, of course.
Yeah, and techno-feudalism.
Yanis is in my main like YouTube guy rotation.
Hell yeah.
Varoufakis, Hudson, Wolf.
But yeah, the other thing is that like so much wealth exists speculatively, like is just based on it's just based on stuff that doesn't exist. I mean, Ed Zitron gets into this all the fucking time, obviously. It's like his whole deal, but like
how much of our
so
economy
much of
is just car loans?
is-
Just,
yeah,
just
well,
interest rates.
it's just
on
interest rates and
things.
make 'em ups.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
rights
It's
to
like
things.
90% of it now. It's crazy.
Speculation on like AI being valuable in the whenever. Yeah. We'll have money tomorrow. It's cool.
Yeah, and so like because of that, we end up with these like this economy where it's totally fine for a company to just make no money at all, but like give the appearance of being theoretically potentially profitable, or at least like get other people to think it might be that.
Yeah, that's why there's like an insistence like, hey, AI is the future. Like we're going places. Things are
Yeah.
new things are happening. Like
Right, and AI makes no money for anyone.
right. But we're pumping profits into the profit.
We're gonna
cycle.
punish this guy because he's been annoying me a lot lately.
And on the short-termism thing too, being evil actually does hurt you short-term, in that you could profit more if you didn't. And layoffs have been proven to have both short and long-term negative effects. But
Right,
the rush that they get from firing people is worth it to them. That's,
Well, and-
that's what it is. Is like
Yeah.
business brain is like they use business as a cover to exercise their thirst for domination and cruelty. That's kind of what I'm starting to kind of form the definition.
It's the secular version of the way like a religion is a rationalization of like the libidinal impulse. Like the voice of God's telling me, like, oh, the market's telling me, like, oh, this is the right thing. Yeah.
Right.
Well, and
Just them wanting to be evil.
yeah, there's that, and I do think that like it's very Zizek-y, like the illusion of action while nothing changes kind of shit. Where like, I don't want to fight you over
Fire-
there.
fire
I'm just gonna
crosses.
shoot crosses
Yeah,
at you.
yeah,
I'm not going near that lava. Shut up. Leave me alone.
I think you're gonna spawn more dudes though, or you got. Oh wait, no. Okay, cool.
But like, yeah, that like the illusion of action while nothing's actually happening thing where it's like they do layoffs so that investors are like, actions are being taken. And then the idea that actions are being taken then justifies the continued investment in the thing, or increased investment or faith in the thing. And then, the investment money comes in and that's like this fake short-term gain. But what that speaks to that I think is significant in terms of the business brain hypothesis.
Get the other one as well.
That's one over here.
Like I think you can rotate that the cannon the other way. There was another statue you can
That's
destroy.
cloud capital depends on illusion. The illusion that money is there and that the illusion that action can be taken, even though they stay in the same motion as they were before.
Very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like fucking the idea. Sorry, I got distracted trying to solve that puzzle. It's that the idea is that firing is a good use of action, right? Like the internal.
Look, I did something. I introduced a jolt to the system.
And that it's a good jolt that's effective and does something, is the assumption that's baked in there. And like that,
Just
I think
rearranging the chairs.
I think even Hank, even like Frankie's thing, right? That like it costs you money to be cruel. Like sort of disproves the idea that it is an effective. It disproves the concept that it is an effective jolt. It is in fact an ineffective jolt. But because business brain involves an epistemic codification of cruelty as a value on its own, that brutality, as Radio Free says, has its own sort of like inherent value by itself, then we just assume that they just assume that it's good and useful, when in fact it is bad and useless.
Alman brings up, it's the present age. They tell people things are happening, but nothing really happens.
Yeah, I mean that's
part of like the
classic
trouble with saying like art predicts things. But it's like no, it's just we haven't reconciled or moved on from like this persistent problem.
Well, also like this is the classic Zizek in the coffee cup, right? Like the Zizek example of like we buy the Starbucks coffee because the Starbucks coffee gives money to starving children. And so there's this appearance of action where in fact there is none. Grim, this is our friend Frankie, aka Frank Rengi, aka Wizworld Live, who hosts a wonderful talk show on Fridays that I occasionally appear on if you want to see me do improv on the internet. Or see other people who are...
Just about a month.
Yeah, or see other people do incredible improv. It's got a great cast. Everyone's really amazing. It's a wonderful show. It's one of my favorite things I get to do. And then also...
The chat window's going to disappear for just a second.
Also hosts a show on Sundays called Doom Room that is a lot of this stuff. And that show whips ass. I'm just not as often home on Sundays, so I don't get to watch it as often. But it fucking rocks. And then on Wednesdays is Hunter and the Wiz, a radio call-in show, or a radio talk show with our friend Hunter that is a real joy. And I have an idea for a way that I want to abuse my mod privileges in there, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to tell you what it is, and I'm not going to show up until the time is right. But I have a scheme, which again is just dedicated to making one of my friends, in this case Hunter, angry.
And you know, it is quite a pleasure to upset Hunter, though we are friends with him. We like to fuck with him. Excuse my vulgarity, if you will.
I mean, Hunter and my friendship is two people who are 90% exactly the same, finding ways to piss each other off about the 10% difference.
If Hunter and Lux went on a date, they would come home and let their magic decks fuck each other and then just enjoy a feeling.
Okay, that's
Wow.
a really devastatingly accurate G-Check burn on me and Hunter. We made Hunter go totally insane on a Pixel Goblins episode once. Recently.
Dude,
we made him lose his whole mind.
that game was so...
Yeah, I mean, by the end, all of us were mad about it except for
It's
Boris.
insane.
But, yeah. I need to cash in my You Guys Owe Me Mahjong Time chip soon also. Because...
How do you mean? I don't...
well, it's that we stream, you stream, other people we know stream. There's no centralized place for all of it, but if you just follow on Twitch and just follow the various streamers, i.e. us and Wizworld Live.
Wizworld, Pixel Goblins, Technopoverty.
Yeah,
But I do like this idea of making a calendar link.
I mean, you could
I
do
didn't
it.
even realize that was an option.
Yeah.
You have opened up my epistemic frame.
Whoa.
There you go. When presented with A and B, choose C, as our friend Todd McGowan likes to say.
I've been listening to a whole lot of Y Theory. It's a great pod.
Yeah, and you don't have to put Pixel Goblins on there, because that stream is stupid. It's really fun. I love doing it, but it does not have
I don't know.
edifying value.
I really enjoyed the whole guess what franchise we're talking about based on
actually,
the AO3 entries.
that's true. If we do more of that, then maybe you should add it, because that was an incredible game.
Yeah.
That was maybe the best game we've ever made. Was
and, if you're wondering, this is what I actually look like. This is a picture of me in real life.
Wait, where?
Where? We don't see you right now.
You don't?
It disappeared. No, we just had this frozen for. Oh, now you're back.
Okay.
And oh, yep, that's yeah.
Yep.
That's a day-to-day Wizworld.
All right. I'm just about to walk over the edge here.
Sometimes I'll text Frankie and say, hey, I found this really funny sketch. You should check it out. Someone's really messing with the form of digital comedy. And then he'll be like, I'm slaughtering a chicken in the woods. I'll get back to you later.
Shit, it's Plutus. Okay.
Yeah, but like creating a Google thing that people can set up to that just like alerts people to when all the various streams that are affiliated, like HDub and Nakamis and you and us and everyone, is a pretty cool concept. It would make it easier because I don't get notifications from Twitch on my phone because I can't get into Twitch on my phone to like, what I want Twitch to do is only give me notifications when people I follow go live, right?
Right.
But what it does is that or anyone they think I might like.
No, it's a terrible app.
And it's like, if I will like them, I'll find them. Please don't tell me, especially because it's like for instance, obviously we streamed Fuga 3. And I take responsibility for that. But what that meant is that on my phone I was checking the Fuga 3 stream sometimes when we were doing it. Which means my Twitch account thinks I want to see anyone who's playing Fuga Melodies of Steel 3. And I can tell you that I decidedly do not.
Yeah, Twitch still thinks that it's a gaming, like Twitch still thinks it's Justin TV.
Yeah.
Ooh, I just kind of ate that, didn't I?
Yeah, and to be fair, the people who stream Fuga 3 and aren't us are, well, I mean, okay, we are also freaks, but they are freaks of a different sort. That I'm less comfortable watching play video games. Yeah, that was a fine line that we walked. And honestly, that one was a little more intense, but we played the first one on the stream, so we kind of had to do it. But yeah, I mean, last stream was Disney, where we played the game of name that franchise based on what categories are most tagged on AO3 for it. That was a great game. If we figure out how to do more stuff like that on the stream, I think then it'll be good. And now with the Stream Deck, and we're getting new mics, so Pixel Goblins might get more locked in on an idea soon, instead of just being a bunch of people hanging out and playing video games at a house with no air conditioning.
With the soundboard.
Yeah, with a really annoying soundboard. But I can put
You guys gotta fundraise for a swamp pool or something.
I mean, Mike has air conditioning. He just does, like, what we need to do is fundraise for someone to, like, give Forrest an encouraging speech about asking Mike to turn the AC down when we stream. Yeah, I'm excited to put the soundboard into the Stream Deck so that it just plays directly to the stream instead of through a microphone. Yeah, Dizzy's the best. She's one of the funniest and strangest people in the whole world, and we love her very much. It's very sad she moved away, but that's the great thing about Twitch, is we can still hang out, even though she's in Portland now. Dude, honestly, King, if we had the AC on and running, the stream would be so much better, because I would get so much less sleepy. I get so tired.
When it's warm.
I get so exhausted by the end of the stream.
That is the smart, like, that is the Twitch smart way to do it.
I mean, I've been watching a ton of Everything Now show lately. Because of my obsession with, like, because A, I've just been itchy to do improv again, so watching improv is, like, exciting to me. And then also, B, like, people, like, trying new mechanisms of, like, what you can do with, like, the technology is very cool to me. And the shit that they do and the way that they use sub incentives and shit is so good. All right, I tried blocking and it did work.
Yes. Do the little last minute parry counter on those guys.
Yeah, there's some tech stuff that they're doing on that show that I really want to steal and use for some wrestling stuff that I've actually talked to Henry and Frankie about trying to collab on when I get some time, which is going to be after my most racist cousin's wedding next week.
Which races?
He went to Jewish summer camp in Massachusetts, so take a wild guess.
Okay.
Oh boy, all of them.
Well, no, because it's very much a specific group of them. Because they're you know, blue state lib, you know, relatively well off Jewish guys.
Like
There
back
we
in
go.
Gaza.
Yeah.
Say it like that.
No, because it's Connecticut, not Massachusetts. But
Fucking Gaza.
yeah, exactly. He sounds just like Peter Griffin.
Oh, Mask for Mask found out a state rep they don't hate, in fact, quite enjoy until proven otherwise, was a wrestling champ, local guy, very fine.
Oh.
National, our local congressperson, Greg Kazar, is the only national level politician I know of to have appeared at a Party World wrestling ring.
Okay, how do you best avoid the exploding ladies?
I don't know how I caught her thing. I hate this.
Yeah, it's. I think that was with the R2 grab.
I did not do the R2 grab, at least not on purpose. This was. Oh, I'm gonna do that again. That was tight. Oh, crap.
Yeah, careful. They were really messing me up. Maybe use magic. Maybe use magic. Remember when Virgil tells Dante that in the Inferno? That's how they get past Plutus, right? Virgil chants an incantation, and then Dante's sword goes on fire.
Oh, fuck. But yeah, Craig Kazar showed up in a PWR show when he was running for city council. Heidi Sloan also did when she was running for Congress, but she did not win. Julie Oliver had too much establishment backing.
That's right, Argon, and no one can prove otherwise.
It's a little. That's us. We're a little baby streamer.
What's up, Imawa man?
That is kind of, honestly, Grim, kind of what the Inferno
The
is.
book is, yeah. They don't dally too long in most of these places.
Except if the gamer was constantly falling asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dante's a
that's
sleepy
like,
boy.
That's like a very funny way of like, I don't know how the fuck to transition. We'll just knock him out again.
It happens so often that he's just like, and then I fell asleep in the middle of hell and I woke up in a new horrible place.
Is he just
That's why
depressed?
I think, and I have never seen this academically positive, but I think that just not having enough paper is actually a factor in why
It's got. I know. It made when you said that, it made so
yeah,
much
that
sense.
clicked with me.
They're like, he's like, well, I can't write that they're walking. They'll take too many lines. I'll just say he falls asleep.
Honestly, it's good screenwriting, right? It's like get in late, get out early.
Right, yeah.
Like,
He passes out.
It's just fading between scenes.
yeah, you
but
don't need to write the
they didn't
you
have
don't
that
need.
language.
Star wipe.
You don't need
Star
to write
wipe.
Sleep wipe.
Yeah, you don't need to write the transition scenes, right? Like, you don't need to write movement from place to place. We've gotten past Exalted to Faithful, which was like around 90.
That's an interesting.
I know. I think it's back.
to
I also
rank
think it's backwards.
Faithful should be pretty low.
Yeah, Faithful should be like basically where you start, if you ask me.
They just that's right.
There was so much. There were so many scenes of people going to a place in the bad Spike Lee movie I watched last night.
Highest to lowest.
Highest to lowest.
It looked bad from the trailer. I will watch Denzel do anything usually, but that trailer looked bad. And then I found out last year he got his ministry license and he got it at a Kojic church.
Uh-oh.
Tell me more. What is a Kojic church? I'm completely ignorant here.
It's this big Church of God in Christ. It's a massive denomination that's pretty much only African Americans. It's a Pentecostal denomination.
Okay.
And they don't care for gay people too much.
This seems like a pushing it thing.
And Denzel's been talking about God a lot more, so it kind of seems like Denzel's becoming a somewhat
It's
conservative.
swear, right?
But apparently his father was also a Pentecostal minister. Maybe he kind of always has been. That's right, Naukimus.
Quark's tapped in, dude.
Naukimus is one of my favorite humans on this website.
Yeah, Naukimus is one of the best. Everyone in the crew, excellent.
No pushing.
H-Dub gets text from a Kojic church? That's crazy.
On like a number of levels. That's bizarre in a number of ways.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Primarily wrong target audience, but also wrong target audience and wrong target audience.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's I guess it's basically bad in the same way, but a lot of times.
Like every single demographic box they have checked absolutely wrong for whoever owns that phone number. Bamboozled is good, and especially if you're not black, you should watch the end of Bamboozled.
Yeah.
Where it's just this montage of racist
How
depictions of
do I?
American media
Oh.
from the beginning of media until when Spike Lee made that movie, and it's a pretty heavy punch.
Oh.
That is really. Okay, wait. So what happens? These deteriorate
They
as they
dissolve
get
over
okay.
time. They need to be lit up.
But they get back. So then, how do you get?
So I relight.
Yeah. Maybe it was fucking rocks. But yeah, this movie fucking sucked. I wanted to see Freakier Friday.
And instead, you got highest to lowest.
I wanted a movie. Well, actually, okay, that's not true.
Got
What
it.
I wanted to do for movie one day was see 13 Assassins, which was playing at the Alamo.
What's that?
Right, because
13 Assassins,
Yotei.
the Takashi Miike movie, because they're doing this like samurai series. It's awesome. 13 Assassins fucking rocks. Big reco for people who like.
They did They had a Lady Snowblood screening. not
Yeah,
too long
Lady
ago.
Snowblood's in the series as well. Zatoichi, Lone Wolf and Cub, lots of really good stuff. But I really want to see that, and then Damon was like, "I've seen that movie recently. I don't want to rewatch it." And I was like, "Rewatching movies is the move of a person of culture, you idiot." But he did not agree with me.
But if you watch highest to lowest, it's like you're rewatching
And then
high and low,
and I was like,
while
okay.
also seeing a new movie.
And then I was like, okay, fine. You don't want to see that? We can go see Freakier Friday, which we haven't seen yet. And then he was like, I don't want to see Freakier Friday. And I was like, fine, what's out? And then we found Highest to Lowest. And then we left. And he was like, I'm so mad when to see that. And I was like, well, could have seen 13 Assassins, dude. You know, like, this is your fault, not mine. And that's important, that everyone knows whose fault it was that we saw the bad movie. And then Forrest came too, because Forrest really likes High and Low.
Oh, poor Forrest.
And he was really torn up. He had a real Forresty reaction to it, which is Forrest is this theory of stuff, which is the idea of the absolute value of an experience, where like goodness and badness don't matter as much as amount.
Dang, Mass for Mass, I want to see Megalopolis Director's Cut. I saw it at the IMAX, the first cut at the IMAX here in Austin.
Yeah.
Also, King of Mystery, the thing is, greed, the gold decaying, greed is
But you
fleeting.
gotta talk to Virgil.
It's material, it's temporary, you know?
You gotta talk to Virgil. So we can find some new people for Frank to tell us information about.
Oh, okay.
Well, Coen was seen as kind of the loser's wealth for a long time. The real wealth is land.
Wow, very Georgian.
And Hunger for Coin was like a bitch-ass thing.
Pathetic and low culture.
Yeah, I noticed in reading through like footnotes and research and like writings on Paradise Lost and just the way Milton characterizes certain activities as satanic, that he's likening to like trade and mining. He's taking a dig at the Spanish and Catholicism, but yeah, that's definitely in there. It's like, oh yeah, like all this like pursuit of gold and such is just it's shallow. It's
Nakamus is
vain.
asking if we can crank Frankie
Crank
a little
Frankie,
bit.
crank Frankie a bit.
If we
I
can
am
boost
at -1.6
if we can boost
decibels,
Quark.
I noticed.
All right.
How about now?
How about now?
Well, it's a little bit better, but yeah, I don't know.
You don't need the controller while you do tech stuff? And I can keep us moving. I
Let's
actually
see.
really
There we
like
go.
the economic theory at play with this, where it's like, there's a magical lady in outer space, and what she does is decide which race has all the money.
Oh, this is Fortune?
Yeah. Well, that's what Virgil was just explaining to us, the Wheel of Fortune.
I see.
How is Frankie coming through now, chat?
Now,
How do I sound now?
Big loud in my headphones, which is good.
Yeah.
Loud and full.
All right, there we go.
Like a, I don't know. I was trying to think of another Family Guy joke, but I haven't thought of Family Guy a lot recently.
No one should.
Oh, check this out. I'm going to
Are
spin
there
this lady
still
around
new
by her.
seasons of Family Guy going?
I'm sure.
I remember the last thing I saw, I think it was like Peter at his job in the brewery complaining about like millennial hipsters, and that had to be a decade ago.
Yes, the next season starts on October 6th.
Wow. What number is
22
it?
episodes.
Wow, they're still cranking it out, huh?
Yeah, Fox, back in the day, you know, The Simpsons set up the animation pipeline for them, which is what they then use for, you know, King of the Hill and all the McFarlane stuff, and they've just...
Okay. They have the list of episode titles here. So
You got it. Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna play a little game where you have to figure out: am I telling you a real episode title or a fake episode?
Oh, a quick round of real or fake. Yes, I love real or
here we
fake.
go. Okay.
You have the devil
This one,
sugar
this,
stuff,
this
by
is
the way.
easy. Disney's,
Okay.
Hulu's, Family Guy's, Hallmark Channel's, Lifetime's unoriginal holiday movie.
Like, that's
gotta be
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real one.
Okay.
Gundam Peter.
That's got to be real.
Henry,
Yeah, real.
it's fake. I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck. That I would watch that. You know what I mean? Like I would.
That's how. That's
I
why
would
it's
make
fake.
I would-
So would I. It's tragic.
I would make it time to see Gundam Peter.
Something Quagmire. This way comes.
Real.
That feels fake. I feel like because these are the new episodes, right?
Yeah,
I feel like if that were an episode, it would have already happened.
that is a real one.
Oh my god, I'm bad at this.
The Ray Bradbury reference more likely than a Gundam reference. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I feel like everyone would have already happened was my thing. Like that.
Right. It's too good to like.
Yeah,
it's-
that's
it's-
an
it's on
obvious
the
Family Guy
table.
episode name title. So like, you think they already would check that box, but it's like we go back
Beach-
and look, and it turns out there's already like a something Cleveland and a something Joe and a something Stewie. This way comes, and so they've been mining it for years.
Right. Quagmire's just
Beach
in news.
Blanket Stewie.
Beach blanket Stewie.
Uh huh.
Ooh,
Real.
I know I don't
What?
understand that one. And I'm just trying to
think
figure out if I don't understand it because it's one of those times where you're making a joke I don't understand, or Family Guy's making a joke I don't understand.
It'll be a reference to either Beach Blanket Babylon, like in San Francisco, which would be crazy to have a Family Guy where they satirize one of the longest running live shows in San Francisco, or like just like Beach Blanket Bongo, like those like kind of movies.
Yeah, I was thinking like because like of the road movies and stuff that they would like parody all the time. I was
Yeah.
thinking,
Yeah,
like,
let's say
they're
real,
like
let's say
a
real.
surfer movie.
I fooled you both. It's fake.
Damn.
Damn, Frankie's really good at this, and we're really bad at it.
I even went in deep and explained what the references could be because it was the references I was making. You fooled.
This is exactly what I was describing about why I was having a hard time with that one.
Nakamas brings up in the chat, have we touched on Dante's Divine Comedy by Go Nagal? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, no, not good. So if there's more material for this, we'd love that.
Okay,
Not like
is-
we're running
this is-
short, but more is better.
This is the last one that I want to have you guess on. The Lord of the Earring.
Fake.
I think real.
It is tragically a real idea that I currently
Damn.
have.
What's the synopsis for that one?
There's no. They just have
Okay,
titles.
right. New episodes, right.
This is
Graham,
unscheduled. I don't know.
Graham, what did the comedy scientist tell you about Family Guy? I gotta know. I haven't been this curious about anything certainly today. Which maybe sounds like not a big deal, but I think I'm a genuinely curious guy a lot of the time, so it's a pretty big deal that this is the thing I'm most interested in that I've learned about today. But also, yeah, Nakamas, you should post that thing, or give me some insight into this Gona guy. Or actually, I can look this up.
Yeah, look it up.
But if you want to explain what you're talking about in the chat, we'll engage it.
Thank you for doxing yourself to explain this to us.
Oh, did somebody give away info?
Well, he linked his Vice article.
Oh, okay. Amazing.
Henry, do you have the media cards from the last Fight Upper show here, or did you give them back to me?
I think I do have them in my my laptop bag.
Okay.
Definitely, I'll grab those when we're done here.
Yeah.
What is that thing? Oh yeah, it's a gluttonous mouth, right? It's an eater guy.
Yeah. Oh, a manga of Dante's Inferno? Oh my god, yeah. That's sick. Of course, go to guy the horror manga person.
I was like, that name looks vaguely familiar.
I am going to look into that before next stream for sure.
This is I love that the impetus here was that lower third quote unquote gag with Quagmire and Mark. Really fascinating to use that as your entry point.
But yeah, that is fascinating. Like that comedy both determines and measures acceptability is an interesting principle, and it makes sense why Family Guy would be kind of a unique thing in that respect, given that like it was sort of just randomly yelling vaguely edgy or non-edgy stuff all the time. Rip him in half or bless him to heaven. Either way, you're gonna get some hit points back.
Yeah, I need that health.
I can tolerate Reddit. I was recently talking to Frank and Hunter about my tolerating Reddit because Reddit is where the r/not safe for work world building community lives, and I love and I love them.
I forgot about that. We have to.
If you want to hear more about that, I'm not going to get into it right now. If you want to hear more about that, watch Pixel Goblins on Thursday. Because I promised Dizzy we'd get into it on the next episode.
Nakamas, that looks so cool. It's like manga Dore.
Yeah, and I have the Dore.
That is so cool.
I have the Dore in front of me. Oh yeah, well the Destiny thing, I can actually tell you that story now because this is just a fight. And it looks like maybe one that we got under control. Oh, nope.
Why did you say that?
Yeah, that's on me. But I'll tell the Destiny story because we're here. So, and Frank and Henry is also a big part of the Destiny story as well. So Burns and Henry did a Wisecrack stream back in the day when we were all Wisecrack guys.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, did something new happen?
Yeah, Nakamas, me too. It's right here on the table. Sometimes we show the pictures, but we're not doing that right now.
We can pull that camera up. We have it set up.
Yeah, I could prove it with the camera. But Henry and Burns were doing a thing about debate culture online, and I hopped in for a little bit to talk about. Specifically, I have to talk about why I don't like debate culture online and why I think it's a pedagogically unsound approach to education. That is what I was there for, was to talk about why I don't think it's good. This is important. And then, but apparently earlier in the stream, Henry and Burns had talked about Destiny specifically.
Yes.
With regards to this.
Yeah.
And so then Destiny did a post on like Twitter or something that was like, wow, these Wisecrack guys are talking a bunch of shit about me.
The Taliban.
This is so fucked up. Why are they doing that? It's so bad. And so Burns was like, then he was like, why don't you come like say it to my face or whatever on the stream? And Burns was like, well, I'm not going to do that, but Lux would be happy to talk to you about why like he thinks debate shit is bad. And I was like, I would do that. And then he was like, okay, come on my stream. And he gave me the link, and I hopped on the Destiny stream later that day. Again, specifically to talk about why debate culture is bad and pedagogically unsound. And it's very important to do this. And then I get there, and immediately he's like, why did you say all these things about me? And I was like, I don't remember doing that. And he was like, what do you mean you don't remember? And I was like, I don't think I did that, but if you've been watching and you say I did that, I don't recall. So, like, I'm sorry. But can we talk about this debate stuff? And he's like, sure. We talk about it for a little bit and have like a conversation that's basically him being like, it's actually good because I do a bunch of research. And I'm like, right, the research is good, but how much that research gets into, thank you, Nanakimus, for the donation. Wow, look, we did it on the Kofi stream bot. Congratulations.
Thank you, Nakamus.
Thank you, Nakamus.
Thank you, Nakamus.
We gotta create sub rewards so that we can just do that instead, but that's for a future time.
Thank you for the delicious Latinum.
Yeah, sweet, sweet Latinum. But yeah, so I went on the stream to talk about why I think debate stuff is bad, and we had that conversation for a while, and it was fine. And then he kept coming back to like, but you guys were so mean to me.
Yeah.
And I kept being like, I don't think that matters, and also, my point isn't that it's good to be mean to you or not. I don't care at all. What I care about is that, you know, you do all this research and so little of it gets into the conversation because it's more about the perception of a discussion rather than actually getting into the research you did. It would be more useful if you just did the research streams. Those seem good. And then eventually I was like, if you're so convinced I was mean to you, can you play the clip where I'm being mean to you? Like, can you just show me that so I can engage with this? Because I have no idea what you're talking about. And then he does pull up the clip, and it turns out it is a clip of Henry talking about Destiny and saying Destiny sucks or whatever. Not me. I am not on the stream at this time. It is just Burns and Henry. And you can see his chat throws start going, it's the wrong guy, it's the wrong guy, this is the wrong guy. And then I just start laughing hysterically. I just fully lose it. I just fully lose my mind and begin laughing like a madman. And then he's like, all right, I think that's it. We got to go. It's over. And he sort of like gets very embarrassed and then just bails on the stream and kicks me out of the Discord. And then I left. And then a bunch of his Daliban people like said mean things to me on Twitter and like, you know, sent me death threats and stuff, which is whatever. And then someone found my subreddit or my Reddit account. And they found my Reddit account and they were like, all this guy's Reddit stuff is like cartoons, pornography, and swords. And I was like, yeah, dude, because I'm a fucking adult. Like, what are you? Yeah, because I'm living my life. Like, what are you talking about? I don't use Reddit for real stuff. And that's the story of my horrible time with the Destiny stream. But it was so funny.
He has the whole thing on his YouTube.
Oh yeah, I do not want to relive that at all. But I might try to clip out the very ending because the very ending is really funny when he realizes it's the wrong guy. Well, no, he doesn't have the whole thing on his YouTube. I think someone watched like it's like a cut down version of the thing.
Oh yeah, the last chapter he has marked is the wisecrack director leaves.
Yeah. Yeah. So not really worth revisiting, but it was a really bizarre day for me.
I want to target the ladies specifically.
Hell yeah. Henry and the damn NFL marketing department when they make those pink jerseys.
Yes.
Those ones are for girls.
We've been neglecting audiences for too long with our male cheerleaders.
Yeah. Exactly. You and Mask were making the joke at the same moment.
Everything's weird
Destiny
and
has
scary.
been doing pedophile stuff again.
Yes, I was like, how do I mention that while in the midst of this high impact combat? But yeah, I saw some pretty weird stuff in regards to child grooming and just Discord kid and shit.
Have you seen the 15-year-olds they make these days?
Yeah.
He said, not quite kidding.
I don't think you should say or do that. Is my
Yeah,
opinion.
I just think it is weird to want to just and like it's not the first time he's made that kind of joke about himself, and so it's just getting weirder every time.
His son is also a Nazi now. Interesting.
Destiny has a son? That can't be.
This cannot be.
No.
I mean,
no.
I don't know who does and does not have a son. He has a 15-year-old son.
I
Destiny
knew
does?
Destiny had a kid. I thought they were like
What the hell?
not on good terms with each other or something. I don't like how much I already know about this person.
We are going to watch, just a fair warning to everyone, we're going to watch Richard Wolff debating, quote-unquote, Destiny.
What am I doing
as part
wrong
of the Can
here?
We Cure Business Brain.
Can we cure business brain?
That's what we're gonna find out on Sunday.
I think that we can, but I have to find enough evidence to see if my hypothesis is correct.
Because unlike some people on the internet, Frankie likes to double check that the thing he's saying makes sense before he puts it on the internet.
That's right.
And I think that's a good process that I
He
respect.
has a son.
That's crazy. I guess. I don't know. I mean, he could. There's
The
other.
ground attack seems very effective.
For a second, I was like, well, of course he has a son, because if he had a daughter, he would be talking about being a girl dad
Well-
all the time.
Yeah.
I found an article from Sportskeeda. Controversy
Sportskeeda?
surrounding, yeah, of all places. Controversy surrounding Destiny's son Nathan explored. Not explained. Explored.
Explored.
They're starting to evolve their clickbait. He was banned from Twitch in 2024 when he shot an airsoft gun at his dad, Destiny. That's very funny. But okay, Hassan. Oh, his son's only 14. Oh, but his son said that this is a quote. Quote: "The Nazis were protecting the West by invading Poland. The Reich was a black hate against the USSR and the rest of Europe. They took up all responsibilities of the failing Polish government." And they say this explicitly multiple times, and I cannot
Oh, so
say
it was
his
Poland's
final
fault.
sentence, but he calls a certain someone a hero, which I will not repeat on the air.
Wow.
Wow, I wonder who. I hope it was Goring.
Yeah.
And Hassan said, he's been on the internet since he was a baby. And worse, he has been on Destiny's Discord since he was a baby, okay? And I'm saying it with a more normal inflection than Hassan would. And of course, when you pair that with just being a shitty deadbeat father, this is the outcome of someone who is extremely, extremely online. It's an incredibly sad state of affairs.
I mean, Hassan has his good and bad moments, but his analysis is not always wrong, and that's an example of him being right.
And then the son apparently yesterday tweeted, the problem is not the internet, the problem is my father. The problem is my mother. The problem is that I had to grow up without one concurrent present father in my life while being berated and yelled at by my mom constantly and always being the target of nonstop shaming.
Wow.
And then he said, oh, I'm just fucking sick of living the way I am. I hate everyone. I don't have any actual friends, only 2. I don't have any plan for my life, and I don't care. I just don't care about anything anymore. I do not respect my mother. I do not love my mother. I only live with my mother. There are good times, but every good time I have with her is overshadowed by an even worse time. My father isn't even my father, it feels like. No one took any actual time to raise me. Fuck everyone. That's so awful.
Oh man, this is Streamer Gossip Corner because Destiny did something annoying to me in my life, and so we get to be mean to him.
Yes, but his son deserves better.
We are going through hell right now as well, too,
Yeah,
where
and
we get to
it's
see the
because-
wrathful
but-
and the vain.
And he even recognizes the problem is that his parents are not parents.
Yeah.
He's absolutely correct.
All right, Gary, for that next round.
Yeah, but this is where I wanted to be. I wanted to get to this
Thank you,
next
Grim.
round.
Yes, a Ghost Bro, he has a son,
Bro,
and his...
that is exactly what everyone said.
We were all shocked.
Yeah, we're waking the ghosts. But yeah, now you have like double trigger, decent amount of health, decent amount of magic.
He has a son, and his son was not raised properly and is going through a terrible time in his life. Apparently, that's he should just log off and go to the library. I think.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, all right, but let's get off streamer stuff and get back on theme. So business
Yes.
brain, greed, avarice. What are we thinking? I'm in the middle of a fight, and I'm scared. But like I do really like that they are so committed to the aesthetics of the greediverse in here. And I do think that like the core argument of the anti-greed stuff in Dante is pretty applicable to a lot of the business brain stuff, precisely because the argument he's making, right, is that you have hoarders and wasters.
Yes.
And that really feels of a piece with a lot of what wealth looks like these days, where you either have people whose main goal of having wealth is to profligately spend it, or to, like you were talking about on Sunday, Frankie, use money to make money through the process of breeding.
You better either be fucking loaning the money or taking out the loan because you're going to spend it on a business endeavor. You're going to hoard it, you're going to waste it. I do find it interesting too that you're pointing out how on theme it is here, Lux, because I feel unlike the first intro circles of Hell, yeah, this feels definitely more in tone with the poem. Like, you know, when we were first starting, we were like, well, this isn't in the book, this isn't in the book, in like a very cheeky way.
Well, like it wasn't even raining in...
Right, we didn't meet any philosophers.
Yeah, they just told us that was their house.
Right.
Of all the things to skip.
They were like, this is where they live, they're over there.
Imagine a tutorial where like Aristotle's like, yes, do this, and you're also a really cool guy, Dante. Oh, that's what happens if I fail that prompt,
Dante, I'm so happy here. You're so fucking cool, dude.
The tutorials could have been the philosophers instead of the weird Crusades thing, but whatever. The tutorial.
Well,
with
the Crusades thing's
and
important for the
Deathfire
lore.
were fun. Yeah.
We don't know if Maman makes an appearance because I haven't played this game since I wrote about it when I was in college, and
You'll simply have to
this is
keep
as far
tuning
as we
in
get.
on
So you'll
Tuesdays.
just have to keep coming in Tuesdays 1 to 3:30 Pacific, right? No, 1 to 4:30 Pacific, because Forrest picks me up at 6:30 our time, not 5:30. Okay, I'm still getting used to the timing because we realize that it's actually better for everyone if Forrest picks me up here rather than me meeting him at the comic book store.
Then you don't get to be at the comic book store.
It's okay. It's the Sidekick store, so it's really hard to look for stuff anyway. Although I do miss
Nice.
occasionally seeing something really cool in a pile.
Yeah.
But I also go there a lot because that's where Tuesday Pixel Goblin Brandon works, which is why we would meet there. And that's not
Sorry.
doxing because that's his whole deal.
I just got an incredible piece of Twink magic item in EverQuest. Thrilled.
What'd you get?
A jade ring that I'm only level 10, but it like almost doubled almost stats, and it gave me an incredible amount of HP. I'm like invincible now for stuff that's on level. Sony is, or not Sony, but whoever runs EverQuest now is working on suing this server into oblivion, but it's an emulated server where you get the game client, but you connect to their server where they're running their own specialized version of the server-side thing, and you can multi-class, and they've added this like central bazaar where you can do a bunch of trading, and you can also teleport across. So like, there's a lot of quality of life bumps for like if you just want to go back and kind of play through some EverQuest stuff. Pretty neat. That's an incredible item.
Yeah. So far, not gonna to go back to your Mammon question. The only guy we've run into so far is Plutus, who is a statue.
Yeah.
Oh, and the guy from Judea, who I was mad about.
We have encountered Mammon in Paradise Lost, who is an example of something I was talking about a little bit earlier when Milton's kind of throwing shade at the Spanish. The way he describes Mammon in constructing pandemonium in Paradise Lost is very similar to a mining operation.
Now you're dead.
Now I'm dead.
I swooned away as if I'd been dying and fell even as a dead body falls, because I'm so sweepy. And I thought, shut up, we're not doing that.
It's not a difficulty thing. Also, in Paradise Lost, Mammon's the one who follows Belial in talking people out of, like, fighting again, because Mammon's always settling for less, and kind of a paranoid character in that poem, yeah. But it's real easy to push Mammon around and get him to do your work. Like
I believe
again,
Mammon
they
makes-
talk him into building pandemonium.
I believe Mammon makes an appearance in the book, if I remember correctly, but I have no idea about what's in the game. What's up, Exo Machine? Welcome to the
So, we've been having some great conversation, and they are struggling against the game.
Yeah,
Truly.
which is that's sort of what the stream is Henry and I having good conversations with each other in the chat and our guests, and being 6 out of 10 at video games. So look forward to our big Dark Souls run we're planning, not a joke,
Yep.
where we're gonna die so much.
I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back.
Okay. No Demon does that, but Dante kind of does that when they do all the flashbacks to the Crusades.
With the snazzy little, every time there's a cartoon cutscene, it's OC. Oh yeah, because last time Dante had sex with a peasant girl to
Yeah.
spare her family from some sort of...
But then we learned the big twist, which was that wasn't her brother he saved, it was her husband.
Yeah.
And so he was mad, and so he killed Dante's wife and dad. But really, that was the devil paying off Dante breaking his promise to not cheat on his wife.
Me?
Oh yeah, and Beatrice is
Not
banging
you.
Satan, right?
Oh,
Yeah, and Beatrice's sex time with Satan now. Oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
You're still alive, you're still alive, you're still alive.
I don't want to do this, but I think I must. I died.
Dang.
I don't think we'll be deathless on Dark Souls, I gotta say. But it's exciting because we're gonna read Mark Fisher, we're gonna read Foucault, we're gonna read Deleuze, we're gonna read probably
Yeah, I know you've done like that hauntology video.
probably
on
some
Elden Ring.
probably some Sartre. I was thinking of this when I was talking to Frankie last night or yesterday, I think. That I think I can get a theorist for every Elden Ring major boss,
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
mentioned
yeah.
each of the great runes having a
that's a really
corresponding
good idea.
theorist.
and I think I can do it. I've been thinking about it. Well, one of my biggest things, Elman, with this is that I think Satan in the Inferno book is the coolest thing in the world. Just like a guy trapped in the
Frozen.
ice chewing on 3 dudes forever.
did you talk about how Pluto like does an incantation to Satan to kick off his canto?
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be like a warning. Is what my book has, is that it's like a warning to be like, hey buddy, we got it's like, hey boss,
Yeah, because
we got a bad guy in hell.
because when a little later on when the archangels at Jest stop Virgil and Dante, there's like a reference made to like, oh, Jesus came this way before and did this whole
Right.
trek. Yeah.
Yeah,
The harrowing of hell.
yeah, that shit's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's one of the things where it's like, I feel like a better church would emphasize more that he went in and freed people from prison and also smashed up bankers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot more Hercules in Jesus than people understand.
I think that when the church really went wrong was when they took the innocence of Thomas out of the books at the Council of Nicaea. Because that has the part where there's a guy who's hitting a puddle with a stick, and Jesus is like, that puddle is God. And then the guy's like, no, it's not, it's a puddle. And Jesus is like, no, because everything is God. And then the guy's like, I'm going to keep hitting it with a stick, I don't care. And then Jesus ages him until he dies. And I think that's cool. I think that's like cool as hell. Like that's like one of the coolest things you can do, in my opinion. Age attack, using time magic that way, deeply evil and cruel and awesome for Christ to do.
Chronomancy.
Yeah, he chronomancered that guy to death. And he also killed a bunch of people with a fireball. And there's, I think, one part, if I remember correctly, where young Jesus, much like young Sheldon, blinds the entire town with magic.
Whoa.
And then Joseph is like, you gotta unblind him.
I haven't even heard of that one. That's pretty cool.
I think it's the same. I think it's also The Innocents.
I think there's a lot of money to be made in and this would be like a totally like public domain thing.
Teen
You could
Gist?
make Chronicles. Well, Teen Gist, yes, was Baby Billy's best idea.
Oh
But
shit.
Chronicles of the Chronomancer, and you reveal at the end of the first movie that he is Jesus, and then the second movie you go back to the past for the adventures of the young Chronomancer.
Oh, Young Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Damn, this is a tough fight.
Yeah.
So much
You gotta
money
lock in.
By the way, did everyone except for me know that the Asylum Films did release something to compete with Naked Gun, and what they did was
What?
Airplane. They did Airplane 2025 is what they called it.
Cool.
One of the people in it is a horrible mega Zionist that I know in real life.
I was about to ask, like, who's the most famous actor in it? But like, who's the horrible?
Tom Arnold is the anchor star of the Asylum's take on Airplane.
Airplane 2025,
That's sick.
starring Tom Arnold.
I
And-
watched about 2 minutes of it, and it doesn't have the tone, cinematography, or pacing of an airplane film. So
And XO, I have seen Assassin 33 AD, and it rocks.
someone already figured it out.
Oh yeah. Well, it's different
go.
than what you're talking about.
When a billionaire gives a group of young scientists unlimited resources to study the science of matter transfer, the scientists unlock the secrets of time travel. But they soon find out the project is backed by a militant extremist group, and the billionaire plans to go back in time and prove that Jesus never rose from the dead. He's like an angry atheist billionaire.
I think he's Muslim.
Oh, but what? Why would they? But they like him quite famously. That sounds amazing. Thank you, EXO.
It's good. If you watch it
what
in
a
the
treasure.
if you throw in the Discord to watch, I'll hop in for sure if I'm
Assassin
around.
33.
That and Airplane are definitely both going to be Gamerheim viewing.
That one's great. You know, a movie I watched recently that I enjoyed. That speaking of like totally weird Christian stuff that makes no sense.
What?
I watched The Devil Conspiracy.
What is that?
yeah, what is that?
It's a movie about there's these two things happening. One is that this genetics company is like getting into cloning,
Okay.
and like they're able to make you a perfect child baby with cloning
Whoa. technology,
and they can like clone Michelangelo and like you can give your kid like Michelangelo's creative brain and stuff,
Okay.
which is cool, I guess. I mean, probably bad, but interesting. And then that's happening, and at the same time, they found the Shroud of Turin, and that's around. And so then the Shroud of Turin gets stolen, and it turns out it got stolen by people working for the genetics company so they could clone Jesus. But it turns out the genetics company is actually the devil. And they're
Why
trying
would he
to
need human cloners to do it?
so that he can have Antichrist.
But couldn't I mean? No, what I meant, he shouldn't need genetic science to do that. He has dark satanic powers. Couldn't he just do it otherwise?
But I think the Antichrist has to, there's like some prophecy stuff going on probably.
I guess.
Yeah,
so.
he has to like tempt man. Or
It has to be, like, born
involve
of
his
man or
creation
whatever.
something. Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
it's sort of like Luther making Superboy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, EXO.
Yeah,
That is
the-
a great point.
The devil made me do it. All-timer phrasing.
That's a good point. I don't know why I didn't think of that, honestly.
Honestly, use the purple magic.
I'm using the blue magic.
Oh, hey, well, you got the dude in knockout phase. You just have to brave the womb ladies.
I'm punishing all of them because I'm mad at
that
them.
makes sense.
I was absolving all of them on my last couple of runs, but this time I'm punishing them because I'm angry.
Very
Throw
Old Testament.
crosses.
I'm going Yahweh mode.
Yahweh or the Highway, man.
That's what I say. Oh crap, they're so fast. These fast women. That's a little joke about the way people in old times talked about ladies who knew what sex was.
And famously, in one of my favorite Prince songs, "Little Red Corvette."
Oh yeah, that's up there. That's probably my third favorite Prince song with a color in the title that I can think of.
What are the
Behind
other
Purple
two?
Rain
Okay, sure.
and Computer Blue.
Yeah.
Just fire crosses.
That's a good point, Henry. That is what I should have done.
I would put Black Sweat in the top 3. It was one of his
Oh,
later
Black
ones.
Sweat's a good one too. I didn't even think
So
of that
good.
one. Well, that's why I had the useful caveat of that I can think of. I wish this had a Souls-like style lock-on mechanic.
Yeah, I'm
that-
craving that too.
When they pop the crotch beam, it really is a vagina that comes out.
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh!
Finally.
Oh!
Hey, get that money.
Yeah, I gotta loot the greed. I gotta loot the greed level of hell for all their stuff. Did you guys see the Milo Yiannopoulos post where he posted a picture of a snake's mouth and it was looking extremely yonic, and then the text said,
Yes,
and then the text
yes.
said that it looks the same for a reason.
The vagina phobia.
What?
Yeah,
Because
really.
it'll swallow you whole?
And it's full of poison.
Well, the mouth isn't.
Well, but if you know,
Specific glands behind the fangs of certain species of snake.
your turn.
Crushed. All right.
Most
Really?
snakes, you know.
It really insane. A guy I know hooked up with a guy who would later go on to do romance with Milo Yiannopoulos, which is very funny to me.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wild.
I guess I knew the guy who hooked up with Milo Yiannopoulos, but I didn't know him well and also didn't like him. Shocking, I know. There's a soul you can save around here or punish. I heard them. I think they're up.
I kind of wanted to go sniff a corner on the.
You want to go back into the corner behind the.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mask, look, here's one thing about me. It's that I'll talk about jacking off all day, but when it comes to people having sex, I really would prefer not to discuss it. And that's just one thing about me. Although, okay, last night, this got me yelled at, but then ultimately vindicated, which is sort of the story of my life. Sort of my whole
one of the
deal.
most cherished kinds of interactions.
Yeah, that's sort of what I live for. At trivia, there was a question that was, what are the two species of ape most closely related to humans? And two people at the table were like, it's orangutans and chimpanzees. And one person was like, it's definitely chimpanzees, I don't think it's
Isn't it
orangutans.
chimpanzees and bonobos?
And then I was like, it's chimpanzees and bonobos.
Yeah.
And they were like, I don't think that's right. And I was like, I promise you it is. And they were like, why are you so sure of this? And I was like, because I've seen videos of a chimpanzee jacking off and of a bonobo jacking off, and I've never seen any other apes jacking off. And so I'm dead certain it's them. And then they were like, we'll do it because you're very confident, but I don't know if that makes sense. And it was correct, and I was right.
The greediest woman in all of Rome. I'm going to absolve her.
And I felt really vindicated.
Yeah, bonobos have sex as a team-building exercise.
That's right.
I think at least everyone I was with are people I've done stuff on stage with before, so like they kind of know what they're dealing with. They were no like strangers. But there were strangers sitting nearby, and I think at the point when I was like, I've seen a chimp jack off, I've seen a bonobo jack off, but I've never seen an orangutan jack off. Like the people nearby, I think didn't like that. Which is, I guess, fair.
They were scared of your pure reason.
Yeah, that's true.
They were intimidated.
Yeah, it's a Ghost Pro. Absolution's a rhythm game. Buy some holy stuff, dude. We've invested so much on Unholy. We gotta get You didn't even. We kept buying that one. We never actually got it. 'Cause we kept dying.
This one?
No, the one below that. That gives you stronger crosses. Well, someone else has to play the rhythm style game for you at Ghost Pro. You can't rhythm game yourself, so maybe you're fine. It just sort of depends who's got the controller for you. If it's us, you're fucked, because we're not that good at it. But, like, there are people out there who are good at this stuff. If my friend June Rose is working the controller for you, then you're going to heaven, for sure.
DDR style. There we go. Oh, no, that's just a generic big guy.
Yeah, but it's cool. There's some really cool images in this game. You gotta admit it. And if you won't admit it, well, sorry, you're lying.
Well directed.
That's just the way it is. Try going left. And try pulling the lever. That's good. Oh, that's
Okay.
not
go.
bad.
We fought these things before.
It's a little annoying that they literally have the... Oh, when he does that, it goes down. That's no good. Hell yeah, thank you, Ghost Bro. Thank you for being woke.
Not enough people get thanks for that.
Yeah, there's a... What do you think of this, Frankie? The place where I do trivia, they're having a new comedy open mic that's called DEI Comedy.
Okay. Could go either way, I guess.
Well, it's like an open mic. It's an open mic for anyone in Austin except for Tony Hinchcliffe. Is how it's advertised, but I think it's pretty funny. But I just worry that I don't think it'll be funny, and so I don't want to go because I want to root for them.
I mean, it sounds like a stew pot of clapter.
Yeah, exactly. Very clapter coded.
But that means you could go in and be medium funny and crush.
That's true. I could just talk about monkeys jacking off for 6 minutes and then fucking get the big bucks. Maybe they'll even give me a free California style burrito.
With the French fries in it?
Which is the thing that I get at that.
Shit. We're sinking into the gold.
Yeah, which is the thing that I get at that.
I had it too. I just fucked up the execution.
Yeah, you were good. That I get at that place called Double Trouble in Austin. It's a really good coffee place / bar. I'll say it. I'll admit it. It's a good spot. Thank you, Mask. I will be screenshotting this and presenting it to the staff at Double Trouble to try to get discounts on my iced coffees.
Thank you.
They also sell...
Thank you. Finally, some gratitude.
Yeah, God, for once. They also
Everything's going so great for the trans community, and they would just never hear thank you.
Yeah, it's so true. It feels like no one's appreciating all the work everyone's doing, especially us, sort of cis white men.
Hey, T for T. How about thanks for thanks?
How about thanks for that? Isn't that what it stands for?
Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah. Why isn't that happening enough to us?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. More people should acknowledge how great we are, and fewer people should talk about, I don't know, all the ways in which we've ruined everything. Or at least explicitly benefited from the systems that ruined everything. I felt bad. I felt uncomfortable. I felt bad. I did a thing that made all of us feel uncomfortable on the kickoff call for Scumbags, which I did not mean to do. Which is that we were talking about how to do the payment stuff. And I was like, well, Mike can teach me how to use the accounts, but I will say I'll have to get like a pretty good explanation because while I check most of the Jewish stereotype boxes, I'm not so good with the money stuff. And then that everyone visibly was like, we don't have a relationship where you can make that. Like, it was very obvious. It was like very obvious that like that wasn't a joke that they were comfortable.
What the hell?
Like that was like not a sort of approach that everyone was comfortable with. which I should have known, but I just make that joke all the time because A, it's true,
Right.
and B, it's funny. Like, it's particularly good because like I do check a lot of the Jewish guy stereotype boxes, and I am, but I am really not good at the money stuff, both the management or having of it, and so like, I just make that joke reflexively in those moments. And it totally, I was like talking to a bunch of people from Argentina, which maybe that's complicated too, now that I'm thinking about it. And they were like, what? And I was like, great, well, you send me email with the contract stuff and we'll get started and the process will officially begin September 1st, bye.
Hey, what's happened on the first?
The Scumbags animation process officially begins.
Congratulations.
Ooh,
It's
that's
all
exciting.
it's all on wax. Everything is ready. It's really happening.
Okay. Square. Windows are more generous than I give them credit for. Triangle.
And then we just have to get, the only thing we still need to get is just like the original deal memo from Voyage, so that we have like a legal proof of like what they need to do to sell the show, like what their sort of like what their obligation is. But that should
They
not
must be pretty excited. Voyage, I mean.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I totally get why we want to have on wax like exactly what they committed to RE the show with EG,
Right.
like what they're bought into. Like I do like get why that's important, but also it's like their job, like they get paid if they sell shows.
Well,
So
like
if we
they're like the excited party.
Yeah, they get paid if they sell shows. So like if we make a thing that's good that they can sell, they'll make money, which they like.
Right.
So like it just seems like there's sort of no real reason to like be super stressed about that element of it. But I also get that like people want to be like legally responsible for stuff, which I
Well, and there's just been such an atmosphere of chaos due to not
due
Voyage.
to not them. Yeah.
Yeah.
The most annoying thing they did was want to come to the voice recording sessions, then go, oh, this is good.
Yeah, they actually had like helpful notes and were listening.
Yeah, they had helpful notes and they like were like complimentary of the work that we were doing, which is
There was really only one point of major note contention, and it got resolved.
yeah, which was that?
Gandhi loving eating pussy.
Oh right, yeah, the Gandhi thing. I did forget.
That was the one thing.
That was that was sort of the Columbo one more thing style interaction.
But it all worked out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. When it's done, maybe we'll do some kind of secret sharing of the footage of the final cut for people to see. That has to be
cool,
secret.
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta be extra careful with that because we don't want to birth the baby and then drop it into fire. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'll be extra secret. Yeah, the note was bad.
Right. But
That
that
was the
just,
one bad
That was
moment.
the worst note, really.
And it was easy to fix because we were like, that's not what's funny about the Gandhi thing. And then they were like,
"Oh,
okay.
And it's just so nice to hear, oh, okay, from an executive.
Very unusual. Yeah, it's just the one problem is that Mike is getting married. Like soon, like he just left for Ireland to go get married.
Whoa, cool.
So he's gonna be gone for a while, which is fine, except it just means that like doing communications RE the bank account is a little trickier because he's like busy.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just like an annoying timing thing that could have been resolved by people.
Getting ahead of it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Don't drop a baby out of a pussy. That's someone's breakfast is a difficult one to parse, Mask. I gotta tell you. I don't really know what to do with that.
Who said that? I didn't say that. What are you
Master
talking about?
Mask said that, and
But where is that like coming from?
I'm just trying to figure out where it came from or what it means or why I'm looking at. I'm not saying this negatively. I am not.
It's just it's puzzling. It's not horrifying. We're just confused.
I like the wonders of the English language and the things that can be done with it. I think that's cool.
Where am I pushing this?
But I don't get it.
It's someone's breakfast. Now, and there's a fun ambiguity because is the pussy or the baby the breakfast?
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's two very different jokes that way.
Yeah, well, but somehow they're sort of kind of both Anthony Jeselnik jokes. Anthony Jeselnik is a frustrating figure to me because I think he's legitimately a really great stand-up, but it's like the bit he's doing is so successfully done,
Right.
that like it's hard to explain to people who don't understand that it's a bit or how it's a bit that it is in fact a bit.
Okay, that was okay. I'm surprised that was confusing. It's like, you know, you went to all the trouble to have the baby. You shouldn't then drop it into fire and ruin all of your hard work of gestation.
So it's going to come back up because of the thing, and then you can walk onto the platform as it comes back up.
As the big guy?
I think so. Or maybe you have to dismount somehow.
Yeah, I was thinking for a moment I have to get the big guy up on the wall there, but that doesn't seem to be the point of this.
No, I think
block.
it's the rising Pluto. Are we going to get to Wrath? Who knows? We got about 15-ish minutes left. And I feel like we got to be near the end of Avarice, because it feels like Avarice has had so many more fights than the other prior circles combined.
All right, how do I get off this?
I don't think you have to. I think can you jump? You press X.
No, you can't really jump.
Can you climb up that wall?
Oh yeah, you can. Oh, you know what I'm supposed to be doing?
You climb up that wall, then drop onto the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you climb that wall, then jump in there while he's down.
Yeah.
We stay stuck in the greed hole, unfortunately.
It's very easy to be greedy, apparently.
It's hard not to be, is what we're learning.
Maybe we just don't have the kind of business bro mindset that would allow us to really navigate the space properly.
Yeah, it's true. If we were Sam Bankman-Fried, we'd have already finished this level.
Well, we lack the rapacious hunger of Chaco.
It's true.
Bring it back to the opening of the canto and this scene.
Chaco fucking rocks. It is. I was reading about him in the Columbia thing that I was reading, and it really their description is very like. He was a guy who loved to go to restaurants.
He loves to eat.
There's like not a lot. We don't know a lot about this guy except that he loved going to restaurants.
And there weren't that many. Like they were kind of new.
Yeah, it was restaurants and also like just dining out with the gentry, like going to to big dinners.
And such.
What would you find at an Italian dinner around this time?
Around this time? Oh, let's see.
Spaghetti.
Dante was writing around 1300, right? Is when the
1302 is the publication year.
Right. So he's probably working on it around then.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, you'd find pasta, maybe not noodly pasta quite as we know it. You know, you're probably not finding. Well, you're certainly not finding any tomato sauce. No potato gnocchi, but you would find a lot of. Well, it would be seasoned more than any of us would like. That's for sure. They seasoned the fuck out of it with like really fragrant stuff. Like for a fancy baked one in Italy, you'd have so many spices coming from North Africa and the Middle East.
Yeah.
And it would be like really powerful stuff. Like you might even get some saffron, like overused. I'm more familiar
Circle of Breathe Fire.
with more Western and Northern stuff, but you might, for example, I think it would be more of a novelty in Italy. Would be aspics, shaped like the animal. So like they would take a boar. They would take a boar.
I didn't realize aspects were so old.
Well, oh yeah, absolutely. And then and they're great because you can shape them. So it's like it unlocked the whole world of like visual food stuff.
Gotcha.
But like they would take boar, carve it a bit, but then like remake the head out of boar aspic. Or, and this is one of my favorite tricks, I think 1300 might be a little too early for it. It might be slightly later. I can't quite remember the dates. Forgive me, please, everyone. But you would take aspics, and you would put a part in the middle and fill it with water and put fish in it. So there'd be live fish swimming in the seafood aspic.
Whoa. They would have had spaghetti because I do know that spaghetti was a 12th century invention.
Yes, yeah. You would add some spaghetti. Probably not like the rotini shaped pasta, but some of like the simpler, longer noodles.
Yeah.
You might have even had a pizza.
Yeah, you might have had sort of a pizza that's more akin to a cheesy bread.
Yeah, which is like if you go to Italy now, most pizza is not like the pizza we're eating.
Oh, we got us a boss fight, eh?
We're like it's like Neapolitan and especially like margherita pizza where it's like heavy on the sauce is like normal here.
Yeah.
But there, like if you just get pizza, it's a lot more like what we call flatbread.
Yeah.
Of course, it depends on exactly where you're going, but.
Or like I forget which restaurant, but one restaurant calls schizza.
And lots of fresh boar, depending on the season.
I'm gonna try again. We have really
We have very low health. If you want to try to run for that health in the back.
I was, but I don't think I can make it.
One thing that we tragically left just before it happened is where we were, which is in the mountains kind of south and above Rome. They have an annual boar hunt where you can get a special shotgun license just for the hunt. Because they have fairly strict gun control in Italy, which is smart of them. But everyone is allowed to hunt boar because the boar are kind of agricultural pests that have to be kept in check. And they don't have wolves or anything anymore. So the humans got to do it. And boy, they do wonders with boar. Oh, it's so tasty.
Boar to me is one of the things that I've only eaten a few times, but I would like to eat more of because they're so strong.
I was going to say, how does it differ than ham? I don't think I've ever had boar.
Well, ham
or pork or pig products.
Pork,
Yeah.
Ham. The ham we get is so sweet and everything, but like the boar, it's just like a stronger pork with just a little more flavor to it because the animal lived a little bit more strongly,
And it also
it's
no, I can't go over there.
Yeah, and it's denser and has more muscle mass.
Yeah. It's but there's still some fat on, like also depending on whether it's like truly wild boar or farm boar or whatever. But it's tasty. Like
hog.
Yeah. I had just like a simple boar sandwich, which is some like thickly sliced roast boar. Best pork sandwich I've ever had. It was so good.
Damn. I don't really eat pig product, not because of kosher stuff, or because of
I'm just
not because of kosher stuff, or because of the like moral thing about them being smart. It's literally just that like I guess it's technically kind of kosher stuff. It's that I didn't eat them growing up because I kept kosher as a kid, and so now I'm like, it's not that good.
Prosciutto?
Prosciutto I do fuck with in like a charcuterie setting.
Okay, yeah.
I've grown
like
to
that is like one of the most irresistible pig products is prosciutto.
I've grown to enjoy it as I've gotten older, somewhat. But prosciutto and El Pastor tacos are two of the biggest ones for me for sure. They have boar at Dai Due, a restaurant that is pretty good, but unfortunately is extremely frequented by the sort of Joe Rogan set of Austin, Texas.
Oh no.
Yeah, they love that spot. Because they do their fries in tallow.
Oh.
Knock, you had a boar hot dog?
That does seem really. That seems like a powerful food. You can try it. Okay.
Is boar hunting dangerous with a shotgun? Yeah. Shotguns don't go that far.
Right.
You know, so you still have to be within some range, and if you miss and it's not like an auto shotgun, you got a chick, you might end up with your fucking guts on the ground.
That's why that feral hog guy wanted an AR-15.
Well, yeah.
I used the feral hogs meme recently in a chat with the people I'm working on that video game with to explain how we need to sort of characterize, or actually no, it was on a different video game that I'm helping out some of the same people with. How they need to characterize the sort of threat in their game is they don't want these monsters to be evil. Because part of the story is that it turns out they're not, that there's creatures with a thing going on. So you have to treat them kind of like 30 to 50 feral hogs, where it's if you had 30 to 50 feral hogs in your neighborhood, it would be a huge problem and you'd want to kill them and get rid of them. But
Sure,
you would
yeah.
not say these hogs are evil, that they
Right.
have a flawed moral character. And so I use that as an example.
How'd
It
you get
seems-
to work on 2 video games?
I've been helping one person on one of them, and then they said, we have the same problems that I hired you for this one on the other one. Would you want to help with that also? And I said, I don't have time for that, but I can definitely check in every once in a while and, talk through some of the stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. They're Kickstarter things, so it's a short-term contract, and then if the Kickstarters go well, then it becomes a long-term contract to finish it. So we'll see. We'll see. I do honestly think the Lumen Doom shit is pretty cool. I think it's not a game that I think I would play probably, just 'cause I'm not as into a Moonlighting or a Stardew Valley as other folks are. And I also am not as cryptid pilled as a lot of folks are, even though I put a lot of that, even though I put a lot of them in my wrestling show. But it's not I don't think they're so interesting by default. But I think that the mechanical elements of the game and the idea of the core metaphor of there's a city where community has fallen apart, and your job as a seamstress is to use,
Damn.
oh, very close. Your job as a seamstress is to use your skills to build community, and by building community, fixing you just died at the same time. So you didn't, that's cool. That's a cool trophy to get.
Interesting.
But you use your skills as seamstress to build community, by building community, help reinvigorate the city, while through craft and connection and human art. That's cool and fun, and so I like that. And it's cool that it's you go out in the world and you find weird monster parts and then use them to make fabrics, and then use the loom to turn the fabrics into cool designs, and then you turn the design.
That's a great premise.
You turn the designs into clothes and stuff. And it's the quest I'm working on right now is there's a lady whose tears turn into monsters, and she's she's sad at the bus station. And so it's no one can take the bus because the bus station is filled with monsters from this crying woman. And so you have to do something to make her happy so she stops crying, and that unlocks the bus, and that also unlocks connectivity to other parts of the city, which is good. I haven't figured out what thing makes her happy. I haven't figured out exactly why she's so sad. Because it's one of those things where you're crying monsters, so it makes sense that you're sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your deal
There's a definite proximate cause.
Your deal is a bummer. The nature of your existence bums me out to consider. So in my head, I'm what's the reason this person said? What would cheer them up? And it's I guess a cool shirt, but I got to get more specific than that. So that's something I'm working on this week. But yeah, it's tight. It's a fun thing. Hopefully, like I said, sometime soonish I'll be able to come onto your shit and plug a Kickstarter that's active. But
Yeah.
There's a Steam page for it. I don't know what's on there. I don't know if it's publicly accessible, but it exists because I have access to it. Dante's dad looking like, what? Oh my god. His stomach looks like a blobfish, but his face looks like something else.
You know, you said earlier that you're not really good at like having or managing money, but you do get more creative work than anybody I have ever met.
Yeah, and you'd think, well, actually, that's exactly my point, is I get a lot of creative work, which does not pay a lot of money. And then I'm not good at having it, so it doesn't last that long. Because I keep being like, you know what's really funny? This $40 mug I found that has a picture of an anchor on it and says Naughty Boy, spelled Nauti.
New magic, sins of the father.
That's interesting, Mask. It has to be a good clothes thing, but maybe
Cool.
there's something there.
Protective
That's a cool idea. Those are both cool ideas, or fun ideas. The I Like Odds' Dumb t-shirt is a pretty good bit for it. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. But like, if I was good at having money, I wouldn't have to scrabble to pick up gigs constantly. But instead, I spend money on dumb ideas or equipment.
Damage absorption. Nice.
Which is fine. It's a lifestyle you can have to be like, I can finally afford to pay rent for 2 months, or I can pay rent for 1 month and get a new tripod.
All right,
That's the thing I miss most about EG is that like they paid me a lot of money to kind of not do anything. Especially towards the end when they were like, here's a promotion. And I was like, but you've cut the department that I'm getting promoted into. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, so what do you want me to do? And they were like, I don't know. And I was like, sick, I guess nothing. That was tight. But then obviously the follow up to that was like 2 months later, it was like, now no one has a job.
Right,
Bye, get out of here.
Total havoc followed, but for a little while.
For a little while it was sick. I guess we should keep going because I haven't heard from Boris yet.
okay, let's see. I do have a 7 o'clock
Thing.
yes. It's all done from home, though. So.
Okay, yeah, right, because you're talking to the big wigs about the future of our survivability.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
I mean, I think Forrest will. I should grab Travis's cards before I go.
Oh, yes, we gotta check for that as well. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. If you want to check for those really quickly while I'm doing it. Yeah, it's allegedly an investment on Draper, so the things that I use the equipment to make are the stupidest things imaginable.
But you can write it off on your Schedule C, or, yeah.
But that's because I think it's fun. I don't know. One day, either someone will pay me a lot of money to make something, or I'll like get hit by a bus. So like, either way, you know.
That's how the Pack Theater exists. Someone got hit by a bus.
Is that true?
Yeah, Miles got hit by a city bus in Chicago. His wife is also rich, but he has the dual income of his wife and the huge settlement
Hit by a
the
bus
city of
money.
Chicago.
Damn. Henry, you live right by a bus stop.
I do.
I won't say which bus stop.
Listen, I'm a pedestrian often, and you better believe I'm often like, car's going kind of slow.
I do be
Right
walking on
away.
the roads, yeah.
I could do it.
But with my luck, I'd probably end up like dead. Like I would probably be the one where like it just is not going to work out.
That's the thing. Like I've had so many concussions that if I do like a bus,
High risk.
if I land wrong, my brain will just turn inside out and like instantly vaporize. Which is like not. Then I couldn't do anything with the money.
Right. Yeah.
I couldn't create a strange workers' utopia. Because I would be like, I can only see the color green, and I can't identify objects.
We gotta make more skits about the bidet that makes you come.
But now I have CTE, and I'm suddenly so good at football. I want to see the movie about football and CTE magic and the devil. That movie Him that's coming out soon.
I've never heard of it.
It's it looks awesome. Actually, it looks legitimately fucking sweet. But it's like a guy who's like the best football prospect goes to a special football training place, and it seems like from the trailer the main thing they do there is give you CTE on purpose. But also
to make you like some kind of Superman.
But also the devil's there, and it's scary. It's a what's it called? It's a Monkey's Paw production.
Okay.
And here's the thing about that. You should go. I think you can get that other ledge. Is that I love every Jordan Peele movie so much. Can you jump off the left?
Nah.
Okay, never mind then. But every other Monkey's Paw movie, i.e. all of the Osgood Perkins ones, I don't like.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm a little nervous, but also this movie that's like, you have to become a hell man to become the greatest quarterback alive, and people are constantly smacking you on the head, and it's showing NFL Blitz style X-ray footage of your brain rattling against your skull. It's like basically built in a lab for me to have the best time imaginable with. So like, I kind of assume I'm gonna like it, but I am a little worried just because like of how much I didn't like long legs. And also how much hey, we made it to Wrath.
Made it to anger.
Woo!
Boo, boo calling it anger. Wrath is so much cooler.
Grr.
Wrath sounds so much more sinful. Anger sounds so
Oh, we got a lot of money.
Oh, we should spend it. We did kill a boss, yeah.
It's mine, I spend it. That's a classic song by 2 Chainz.
Okay, good. I do use that counter enough. I should use it more.
No, yeah. No. All, yeah, exactly. No wrath, all angy. What does Burns have to say?
Pulls enemies towards Dante Denial. That's useful. Less damage from enemies, yes.
Yeah, this is the big mad part of hell. This is
Big mad. Well, so it's a swamp or like it's a mire of muck that people are like constantly pulling each other down into, right? The
Yeah.
wrathful and the sullen.
yeah, exactly.
And that's Dis in the distance. This is extremely accurate to book, in all honesty.
Except for that thing.
Yeah, except for the platforming segment, I'm sure we gotta go through.
I don't remember what they do with the suicide trees, by the way, and I'm so excited to learn. The suicide trees rock.
Yeah, you gotta break them.
Oh no, are you Wrathful and Sullen Mask? Be careful, you'll be stuck in the swamp forever. And it's not even a Dark Souls one, so there's no giant crabs.
All right, I think I'm gonna stop here for today.
Well, Mask, I'm sorry to hear that, but yes.
For having me.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for
This was
coming
so
on, Frankie.
fun.
Yeah,
Of course.
very insightful talk.
Very
you.
insightful. A good hour and a half of good insights and like an hour of silly riff time. a beautiful, wonderful split. Thank you to all of our friends for coming. Follow the show. We do this every
Tuesdays, Dante's Inferno. Mondays and Wednesdays, we're playing Doom Eternal with Paradise Lost. And if you're on our
Thanks,
Discord
everybody.
or interested in watching movies with us on our Discord, we're going to be watching Phil Tippett's Mad God this Sunday. So
yeah.
his own stop motion tour of hell.
And if you feel like hanging out more with me and hearing more of me sort of talk about the things I'm thinking about with no real connection to the events going on around me, which is all I do all the time, we're doing Pixel Goblins, twitch.tv/Pixel Goblins at 8:30 my time, which is 6:30 Pacific. We're
Let me give Pixel Goblins
playing
a shout
Grandia 3 still, I think.
I think so.
I think so. I don't think
Tuesdays?
we've beaten it yet. So that might be a stream where you just hear me complain a lot about the fact that we're still playing this game and that I'm too hot. But yeah, please check it out. Check out the Technopoverty Discord if you want to watch that movie, Mad God So Good. Also, check out all of Frankie's stuff. If you're someone in the chat who's not a person who is a knower of Wizworld, you should be looking at.
I'm going to check out that Doom Room VOD,
Yeah.
definitely.
Frankie,
and then,
you want to do
that's-
the plug thing because you know your stuff better than I
Yeah.
do.
Of course. Doom Room is on Sundays where I look into the stuff that's dooming us all, and lately it's more like investigative journalism where I do a painful amount of research for every episode. Wednesdays is Hunter and the Wiz. We just kind of goofing around. And then Fridays, Wiz World Live. It's a ton of work goes into that. A lot of animating. Last week we did an ode to theater, including a funeral for Killing My Lobster, the first theater company to pay me as a professional comedian. I think that one was a lot of fun. Very well. The audience seemed to really enjoy it, and I was very happy that I pulled off the funeral part. I don't want to spoil what it is.
All right.
Yeah, I still have to watch that. I still got to watch that VOD.
All right, y'all take care. We will see you Thursday, Tuesday, Monday, whenever you decide is next.
All right, later, friends. Goodbye.